And gentlemen, welcome and good morning. It's time for day number 2 of the Halo 2 Anniversary LAN Championship. I'm Brycey, and joining me here is Sims. How are you this morning, my friend?
Oh, Championship Sunday, fantastic. We have got some amazing games coming up. It's literally, like you said, main stage all day. The games that are going off are absolutely incredible. I'm all excited to see FaZe, though. FaZe and TCM is all today, pretty much. It's going to decide who is Europe's greatest team, as far as I'm concerned. This is pretty much it, especially, you mentioned yesterday, Gfinity, the announcements that they've made, HCS, rolling into them, it's kind of deciding today who is the best in Europe.
It certainly is. I mean, I'm looking forward to that game later on. Let's actually talk about the bracket first of all. A lot happened yesterday, and we have a copy of the bracket in front of us at the moment here. Now, TCM taking down TEC 3-0. I thought that game was going to be a little bit closer.
Yeah, I mean, we had a look at it, and I don't think everything kind of went in the way, TEC. Battle of the T's yesterday, try to get them all right. 3 letters all day long, just acronyms everywhere. It's going to be difficult coming in today for TEC. They're going to be playing Infused, who we've seen have been warming up for quite a bit of time. And
yeah, TEC weren't really on time, were they?
No, unfortunately, they were good 20, 25 minutes late. But again, that may go in their disadvantage. Infused are really fired up. I actually saw them scrimming FaZe this morning, and they actually took 2 games off of them. Then they played 2. Whether that were them just not really caring or not, but I know Infused really, really want this, and they don't want to be going home on day 1 on game number 1.
Well, some of the games we do have coming up here, looking at the bracket, TEC Infused, obviously, is the game we're seeing right now at Losers Round 4. London Conspiracy versus VWS is taking place off stage. How do you think that game's going to go?
That game's going to be an interesting one. I mean, we saw VWS last night, and they were getting fired up. Coming in off of last week, things didn't really go their way. We mentioned it on stream how these are like 2 times champions, Halo 3 champions, rolled into Halo 2 Anniversary, and things just didn't go well for them at all. You know, this could be just the fact of it being Halo 2, the players themselves not knowing the metagame of Halo and how it works as such, but London Conspiracy, they got the big 3-0 yesterday from FaZe, and it wasn't even just a hard win for them, it was a whitewash, to be fair. Whether that's really hurt them in terms of, you know, going into the Championship Sunday, I don't know. It has to be a London Conspiracy win for me. These guys are simply, they are the comeback kings.
Well, okay, let's speak about the next game. Well, you touched on TCM FaZe briefly. I kind of want to find out, who do you think is going to win? Now, that is I know that's a hard question because, admittedly, on paper, a lot of people will be going TCM. You'd say TCM. However, FaZe yesterday looked like a monster squad.
The interesting thing about this is, back at I-49, FaZe were Machine Gun Sheep. Now, 3 members of Machine Gun Sheep, who are still on this FaZe France team, played 3 members of what is TCM, and they beat them. Now, and they beat them both in losers final, and pretty much they beat them, matched them early up, and then beat them again in losers final, and knocked them out of the competition. They've done it before. Some slight changes this time. We have Hitterborg at home, and Talix here, incredible sniper. We saw him yesterday on stream going off, taking bases left, right, and centre. This time round, instead of reaction, they have, I do believe it's Perry on the team, which again, it's a massive, massive pickup. Perry, last week's MVP. Can they do it again? It's gonna be hard. I mean, it looks a little bit shaky this morning, whether I get that or just to do with warm up and stuff. But it's gonna be, whatever happens, an incredible match. Again, we said it is basically Europe's top 2 teams right now. Simple as that.
Well, I'm looking forward to that game. Let's talk a little bit about HCS. So we saw that actually the HCS trailer coming into this. If you people at home are watching, how big? I mean, you've been diehard Halo for a long time. How much does that kind of mean to you?
Everyone keeps saying it. We're back at the end of the day. And we are. I mean, there was speculation as to whether Europe were actually going to be involved in HCS. A few people saying, no, it's going to be in anything. Yesterday, we actually got confirmation that HCS is coming to Europe. And that's a big thing for us. There's going to be big money. I mean, we saw from Gfinity, there's going to be $500,000 on the line across various different games.
Well, that's my next point here. So not only did we see the awesomeness of HCS yesterday, but Gfinity's announcement the night before announced that Gfinity is throwing a massive season. Halo is one of the supported titles, so we'll have its own section of LANs that will rotate into it. I'm guessing that's another big thing for the Halo scene, right?
Pretty much. I mean, what we've seen here this weekend, if this is anything to go by, then the sky's the limit.
Being kind of a representative of Gfinity, I'm saying this is low compared to what we're aiming for next year. I can promise you next year we're going to blow you away. That's my promise to you and to Halo.
You promised it on stream.
No, I have.
You've got to go through with it.
Well, without any further delay, I'm going to hand you over to the Wonder Twins, Golden Boy and Wonder Boy. Guys, take this game away.
All right. Well, thank you so much, of course, Brycey and Sims. I got to talk about Sims' hair, by the way. I've done a lot of events with Brycey in Call of Duty, and we always talk about his hair. Yeah. It's gorgeous, okay? I mean, it's a magical thing. It's a creature upon its own. Yeah. But Sims' hair, he rivals that of probably the finest cut European gentleman I've seen. Hey. I mean, sorry about that, Wonder.
Come on.
It's just, dude, his hair, man. It's like he has the crisp hairline. He could just get a nice cut in there, like a little, I don't know. Cool. Anyway, how's it going, everyone? Welcome, of course, to the Halo 2 Anniversary LAN Championship presented by Gfinity. I'm Golden Boy, joined by Wonder Boy. The boys are back, bringing you some action. Baby. It's going to be fun, man. So tell us about the match we have coming up here. We have TEC facing off against Infused.
That's right. We have a very, very stacked lineup on the Infused side. We have Vard, Buck20, Respectful, and Reaction facing off against TEC, which is Lethal, Smithy, Jimbo, and Adamak. And these two teams, on paper, very, very evenly matched. So this is going to be a really, really great matchup to start this day, Golden Boy.
Yeah, a couple things to take away from yesterday. So I didn't get to see a lot of Infused, right? I mean, I didn't get the distinguished opportunity to cast over the Buck. Yeah. But, one thing to highlight here is that, Buck20 is in this team, one of the, I would say, faces of EU Halo back in the Halo 3 days. But now looking, coming out here with a vengeance, he has Reaction on his team, which was a former member of the Machine Gun Sheep. Right? I get that right?
No, High Society.
High Society. I'm sorry. These names I'm trying to keep up with.
He was on the old TCM roster.
Old TCM roster.
Lost to the Machine Gun Sheeps
back
at I-49. But interesting note that Buck20 is teaming up with Reaction yet again for this tournament. Those two went to America so many times and did very, very well on that power line.
They were in power. Okay, so I'm not completely off here. Of course, I coming from North America, I know a lot about North American teams, but the EU scene has always escaped me because there's so much going on out here. But it's really cool to see that guys like Buck20 are still at it, competing. On the other side too, when you talk about players still at it, you got to talk about Lethal. Yeah. Dude's a veteran in the scene's been around for a minute, but he's joined by a cast of characters that I would say is I think some of them have some strengths and some of them have some weaknesses. Most importantly, looking at Adamak going into this, he wasn't performing up to the standards of which I would have expected him to do so, of course, being surrounded by this roster. What do you think this TEC roster needs to do different?
Well, I think Adamak really needs to get the snipe in his hands and just hold that in his hands. And for that reason, I want to start this game off on the point of view of Adamak, because I believe he is TEC sniper. I may be mistaken, but if he can get the sniper under his hands, take down a few of the Infused players, then this game will be very, very easy for Team TEC.
All right, well, we're going to see this as the first game type will be Shrine Assault to kick things off, right? I'm getting that right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Basically, what's happened, because we only have 2 flags here at Gfinity, we have mixed in the Assault and the Flag game type, so we're going to be seeing a bit more Assault for these games coming up.
All right, and of course, like you said, Wonder, we're going to kick it off with Adamak, and it seems like he's not going to go for the sniper. They're actually going to give it to, let's see here, Smithy. Smithy ends up picking up the sniper for his team. Jimbo's going to challenge over by the middle. Adamak's going to continue to push forward. He gets that first strike and the double kill, as well as possession of the rockets, but unfortunately for him, ends up dropping those right away as one of the members, Respectful as a matter of fact, manages to get the rockets here for his team, and it seems like Infused is going to be in control at the break.
Yeah, he's just patrolling this ring area here, just really controlling ring for his team. He's expecting some TEC players here to push up, hoping he can pick up a couple of kills with these rockets. Don't forget, those should really be 4 guaranteed kills. Gets the assist there on TEC Jimbo, and Respectful still has 3 rockets left.
Yeah, you have Reaction with the sniper rifle, Respectful with the rockets, and Respectful pushing up over here is going to cause some problems, but he gets taken out from the left, and that was going to be from Smithy, who has no shield, but Buck20, though, will get control of it. Hopefully he could do something with this, as he does manage to get the rocket kill there on Lethal, having to run away from this one smartly enough, but won't happen as he gets picked off. That was going to be Adamak for the stop, and now the rockets are back in the hands of TEC, but Adamak gets cleaned up right away as well.
Yeah, really, really mismatch of possession here. I want to swap over to Reaction from Team Infused if we can. He's just taken down Smithy, who had a sniper rifle of his own. Reaction there with a ridiculous snapshot, quick scope, backflip, something.
Insane. Yeah, right. He made him backflip. That much is for certain. Incredible play there at the beginning.
Gracious. That was insane.
You have the golden touch there, and look at that. He's just getting a bunch of kills here, obviously finding one as well. That's going to be Lethal, who looked to challenge over by the the jump up. Not going to happen there. And this is important, right? Because Reaction holding down this area, he's going to look to continue to maintain control of the ring, but he tried to go for that quick snipe. Not going to happen as he jumps away and ends up falling victim to Adamak there. But respectful, though. You got to talk about this. He has the ball in hand. He is going to find one player. Unfortunately for him, he is going to get picked off, though. We'll stick with him off the respawn.
Yeah, that was quite unfortunate there for Respectful. We tried moving that bomb into that sniper hut area there of the TEC base, but unfortunately was spotted by a TEC player and was eventually just put on the respawn by another TEC player.
Yeah, and Respectful finding one player over by ring 2, so that will be Lethal. Or actually, that's Jimbo, I apologize. He ends up picking him off, and you're seeing these players, again, you got to note this, right? You don't start off in this game with a secondary. So if you have the option to pick up pro combo, which is the plasma rifle as well as the BR, use it. If you manage to pick up the noob combo, which is the plasma pistol and the BR, use that as well to your advantage. Both have their, pros and cons here, especially on this map. The plasma pistol, just so good here. But with that said, Respectful, though, looking to do something off the respawn, at least see if he could find this bomb carrier here, because Jimbo has the bomb for TEC. They're finally going to drop that one down, but Respectful needs to make moves over by ring 2 because he sees a player who just jumped away from ring 3. So he has to just patrol this area, which is smart enough, but unfortunately kind of gets caught, off guard and will get picked off from behind as his teammate, I think that was Adamak, gets picked off as well. Let's see what's going on the TEC side with Lethal, as Buck20 for Infused has the bomb. Now it's going to be up to TEC to have to respond.
Yeah, just then we saw Respectful get absolutely duped out by the bomb carrier. That was Jimbo and his sneaky plays there. Held the bomb and just completely dropped the bomb and then ran in the opposite direction. Suddenly Respectful had to turn around, couldn't find Jimbo, and eventually got taken down by Adamak.
Yeah, it's just a smart play there, of course, by TEC. Just, obviously working together, which is, in the team game like Halo, super important. Goes without saying. Buck20, though, on his way over to the bomb site, he is going to get picked off by a member of TEC before they can make anything happen with that. But one thing to note is how I got to talk about Vard here. Vard is, hanging out by the sniper ridge with the noob combo. He's waiting to see if anyone's going to challenge him, because he will be able to pick him off with the lines of sight that he has here. There's really not much room for these players to maneuver around the rocks. They could end up getting picked off by the homing of the plasma pistol. Thus, end up getting picked off maybe if, they do manage to get one shot.
Yeah, Vard here has actually found the bomb carrier. That's Adamak. He's going to pass that kill off to a teammate. You see the assist there. Vard actually, Golden Boy, probably one of the strongest individuals in Europe. He won the I-52 FFA only a few months ago, back in August, and in fact he's out of ammo, so putting that BR to good use. Wingman medal there for Vard as well, Golden Boy.
That's right, Vard staying alive, and that's the most important aspect here, especially in a game like Assault. You're able to stay alive and just continuously be a nuisance to the other team. Vard doing a brilliant job of that. Now he has the assault rifle as well, so the assault rifle kind of works as a little pseudo power weapon because it's quite strong, and it's something that was not available in Halo 2 Classic. Changing here in Halo 2 Anniversary really changed the dynamic of how you approach certain combat situations. Opting to drop that, though, went for the noob combo, ends up getting picked off over to the TEC side. Say that 5 times fast, with Lethal with the bomb in hand over by Shotgun Tunnel.
Yeah, I was watching Lethal there. He saw 2 dead, so he's decided to move this bomb, but the Infused players were aware of it. Oh, lovely shotgun there right to the face of Buck20. We just jumped off Vard, who was taken down in the TEC base, but Lethal here just took down 2 players, finds a third from the Infused side, goes for that snipe shotgun, but gets the assist, and eventually Reaction puts an end to Lethal's spree.
Yeah, and Adamak and Lethal are both down, leaving Jimbo and Smithy to try and do something here. Jimbo finds a couple kills, and he is going to be pushing the bomb here. So Jimbo has the opportunity, but he needs his teammates for support. Adamak's going to be on the sniper ridge behind him, providing ample cover, but Jimbo unfortunately gets picked off, and he will leave that bomb right in front of him. Smithy and Lethal and the crew, they're actually creating a good pincer around this base, not giving them a lot of opportunities to make anything happen here, just trying to keep the pressure on. It is going to be up, though, to Vard for Infuse to move this bomb forward for the red team to see if he can at least get it past the 50-yard line at the TEC side.
Yeah, Vard actually picked up a really nice double kill before moving this bomb, and he hasn't actually been spotted yet by any of the TEC players, so this could be a really, really sneaky arm here for Infused Vard. He's waiting for his teammates.
Jimbo's around. I think Jimbo's around.
Yeah, Jimbo smells him, but looks as if Vard takes Jimbo unawares. Oh, can't quite get that last shot off, though. Jimbo challenges again. Still didn't kill Jimbo, though. I believe it was a teammate who did that, and now Vard is going for the arm, Golden Boy.
He's going to get
go. It's 5 seconds.
No
oh
nades
no, he
flying in.
stepped out of the circle though, Golden Boy. Just stepped out at the vital moment and couldn't finish off that arm.
Yeah, Adamak there, and of course the crew in TEC, great defense out of them. No one able to make anything happen on the Infused side, as you know, Reaction and Respectful tried to stay alive there as long as they could. That bomb is still going to be in the vicinity, but because it popped out, well, that's not going to be very good for them by any means whatsoever, as Jimbo has the bomb for TEC.
Yeah, so guys, do not forget, if the teams are tied at the 15-minute mark, we will be going into overtime. However, if a team is leading at the 15-minute mark in-game, that means that team will take the game. Don't forget as well, this series is a best of 5.
And we have plenty of time left to play as well, Wonder. I mean, it goes without saying that both of these teams, they don't want to be out of this tournament just yet. They want to, get those opportunities to get that vengeance. But now it's going to be Buck20 who is going to be in the bomb site here, and he's going to try and see if he could load that one up. But smartly enough, dropping the bomb and going back forward, he's going to be a quarter way through. Nades flying in, and he can't quite do it.
Yeah, he almost got that all the way up, but unfortunately just nade markers flying past his face. We're going to swap over to Reaction. Buck20's teammate here, he's finding Smithy, shooting him in the back. Smithy there just trying to move the bomb away from his base. Very smart play from him, but he eventually goes down to Reaction, and now Reaction is just being a massive nuisance behind the TEC base.
And like you said, Wonder, a very smart play. Just, it's all about time, because now this man right here, Respectful, has the rockets. So that means that they're going to be able to make a push happen. And because of those rockets, that's guaranteed 4 kills. He's able to find one player there, picks him off. That's going to be one more rocket left, and actually one more that's going to go into the casing here. So that's going to be 2 rockets. That should be 2 kills for him. They got to clear these dudes out. They have 1 player down for TEC. This could be the opportunity that they were looking for. Vard has the sniper rifle for his team, pushed out onto the TEC side. This is huge here. This could be the opportunity that they needed. Reactions now moving this bomb forward into the bomb site. We could potentially see a plant here if Respectful comes up huge.
Yeah, I love the way he shot the waterfall down there as well. He has the killing spree and the bomb inside the tech base. This could be 1-0 here for Infused. There it is, 1-0 Infused. Respectful there with the plant.
Big plays out of Respectful. Those rockets coming up huge. Now Vard is going to be there for the support with the sniper rifle at the TEC bridge, but wisely enough, you should back up on that. You have no shields. You have a sniper rifle out. You don't want to take any risk here. But then just as we say that, Buck20 is on the move again. But it's not going to happen just yet, though. TEC, smarter than that, makes that stop happen.
Yeah, it's really crazy when you see all those grenade markers fly past the bomb carrier's face. Tech, they're aware to the bomb threat in their base. And in fact, I'm not entirely sure if the Infused team actually know where the bomb is. In fact, it was Adamak who dropped the bomb there. Still on board with Infused. Buck20 here. He's just patrolling around this hut area, takes down Jimbo with a nice grenade, finds another Infused player. Lovely grenade there. Can he finish this kill off? That would have been huge, but gets the assist there instead on Adamak.
Something you got to point out here, the slaying of Infused has been impeccable for this, I would say, the last 2-3 minutes, right? They've just been on top of them. And TEC has not had an opportunity to be able to respond in turn. They haven't had power weapon control. Respectful has a sniper rifle, which we're going to go ahead and jump over to him because he just picked off a kill. Vard had a sniper rifle earlier. You had Respectful with the rockets beforehand. I mean, their power weapon control has been impeccable, and that was the main reason why they were able to put that bomb in. You have to take advantage of the tools that are being provided to you on the map, and Infused did that in spades. Yeah,
I love what Respectful just did there. He threw the bomb out on that street, baited Jimbo out, and tagged him with that snipe and cleaned him up with the BR. He's doing it again here. He's just using that bomb as bait, waiting for the Tech players to try and overcommit to that bomb. And just whipping this snipe out and just tagging players left, right, and center, Golden Boy.
Yeah, and Wonder, another thing to point out, you said he's using that bomb as bait, right? He's leaving that bomb on their snipe bridge. The bomb is technically past the 50-yard line at the with the double kill headshot with that no scope there, looking to push this one forward, get another kill over by the wall sheet, and he's going to be able to get that melee as well. Respectful on a run here, but just to point that out, right? They pretty much have this bomb on the TEC side nonstop, and TEC's trying their absolute best to get it out of the base, but they just can't.
Yeah, Respectful here on a 7-kill streak, and he has the bomb as well, so fantastic plays out of Respectful here. I'd love to see Infused get another plant here, and in fact, Respectful has 2 teammates of his own. He's moving this bomb into the enemy flag. But unfortunately, Tech get away with it. But Respectful there managed to pick up 2 assists. So this could be a Infused bomb.
No, actually, you're right. This could be, of course, it is all, sorry, it's going to be up to this man right here. Reactions, I got to switch over to him because he actually is going to be the player to watch. And let's actually jump over to Reactions for a second if possible. But yes, he has the rockets in his hand. This is going to be potentially game-changing here.
Yeah, he has rockets in ring, so he's going to be controlling that middle of the map for his team. He's going to be giving his team a clean platform to push up from. So Reaction off our screen still has rockets in hand, and in fact he's just trying to tag some players with these rockets. To be honest, he's trying to get some guaranteed kills for his team, but unfortunately he just has not been able to so far.
Yep, and double kill for Reaction on the other side, so that's good for them. Respectful obviously continuing to hold this one down, but you know, something you got to point out is Smithy, because Smithy had the bomb and he was creeping over on the Carbine Bridge, on their Carbine Bridge, the TEC one. He ends up getting taken out. And let's see what's going on with Lethal here, because Lethal has just picked up the sniper rifle. Now, of course, my experience with the EU guys, not as well as yours. How is Lethal with the sniper rifle? Is this the kind of person that you want to be in control of this power weapon right now?
Well, he's not renowned for his sniping ability, but of course he's been around since the Halo 1 days. Oh, lovely headshot there. Look at those medals. Killjoy,
like
comeback kills. He's got all the medals in the game right now, Golden Boy. But he's won events on Halo 1. He's won events on Halo 2. He's probably won an event on any game you can mention, to be honest. This guy's gone to the World Cyber Games for mobile games. He's done everything. So I'm pretty sure he can handle himself a sniper rifle. But his team only have 2 minutes left in this game to get a plant to force overtime.
Yeah, and it is now the 2-minute warning here. This is due time for, or go time, depending on where you are. For
due time?
Yeah, due time. You know, like in due time. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
making up
Yeah.
words
No,
here.
that's cool.
That's
No,
what casters do.
That's fine.
But no, seriously though, they have less than 2 minutes to be able to make a play happen. Lethal has a sniper rifle. This could be the opportunity that they needed to be able to make a play happen. And Jimbo actually taking this bomb, and he's going to be in the back of the base. Now I'm talking a little quiet because I don't know if the players can hear me, but that's not going to matter all that much because he's going to have half shields here. Lethal has to come up huge and get a couple key shots with this sniper rifle and protect his teammate. This is going to be the opportunity they're looking for. The waterfall's down. Jimbo's making his way in. He has to win this battle here. If he's able to do so, he gets the assist, and now he's going to be halfway there. He has a teammate there for coverage. He has a quarter shields, and that's going to be the plant, and that's going to make it 1-1 here. Oh my goodness, we are definitely going to an overtime based on how this game has went.
Yeah, baby, overtime. That was great execution there from the TEC side. I was a bit worried because the fountain was down in front of the base, so Jimbo could not get any help from his team. But I believe it was Smithy, actually, who helped him out on that kill on Bard through the waterfall, and now we're all tied up 1-1.
This is the position that Infused was dreading here, right? I mean, when you are able to plant that bomb in the last couple of seconds, or you know, or last minute before overtime, or I should say regular time goes into play, you know, it's heartbreaking, of course, but you know what? Got to talk about Respectful because he's on the move with the bomb here, and they have no idea where he is. He calls out that sniper rifle, but he gets picked off by Smithy with a shotgun, and that is going to stop any kind of attempt that they had to make moves now. And Smithy, you know what? With that stop, I mean, it kind of just, you know, I guess, you know, puts a rain on their parade because they look like they were going to get that sneaky planted there, or at least be able to get the bomb in. But now it's going to be Buck20 with the rockets. This is going to be super important, but he ends up whiffing on 2 of those rockets.
Yeah, he really needs to make better use of these rockets,
man.
and that's not how you do it. The bomb carrier there in front of him did well, actually, in the end to get a trade. Don't forget that bomb is a one-hit beatdown, so Buck20 just checking himself, really, just making sure he got that kill, and we are right now in overtime. Golden Boy, next plant wins.
Oh, man, this is definitely the time where, you know, champions are made here, right? I mean, these players have a lot to prove to one another, whether it's, you know, to themselves as a team and also against their opponents on the other side. You know, TEC, a very strong team. Infused, a squad that many felt, you know, was going to fare rather well against, I believe, when they face off against FaZe France, people felt they were going to be able to, you know, take these guys because, you know, I even remember hearing one of the members of, I think it was, I think TEC saying, you know, like, oh, well, they don't have the internet anymore when talking about FaZe France. And obviously they've been proven wrong there. Now Infused looking to right those wrongs, or at least right the wrongs that are in their mind. But this is going to be a lot harder than what you can imagine, given how long it's taken for these guys to be able to put these bombs into the bomb sites. It's been a challenge on both ends.
Yeah, it really has. One thing I've just noticed here is Smithy trying to get behind the Infused team here. The bomb is on his side of the map. In fact, it's just been reset to ring 1. Smithy there trying to get behind the Infused setup. Infused did have ring control, meaning they had control of the entire map, but now Infused Vard is actually moving the bomb into the enemy hut, and he just picked up a kill of his own.
That's right. So let's jump over to Vard here because he has the bomb around his vicinity. All he has to do is just continue to pick it up. Now remember, that bomb has that timer. It will go back. Some players can choose to play that, right, to their advantage. If they know that they're not going to have, any particular movement on the bomb site, or, and they don't want to waste the deaths, they could, potentially let that bomb reset because they know that it's not going to work out in their favor. But, of course, Vard here looking to pretty much put this bomb forward. When you're playing in overtime, you don't take those sacrifices. You don't take those risks, I should say. Vard, unfortunately, does get taken out. Adamak with the bomb for TEC, looking to make some moves, and that call-out was made.
Yeah, we're going to stick on the point of view of Vard here coming off the respawn. He really needs to find Adamak, I believe, who has the bomb on the tech side. Excuse me, I just got a frog in my throat, Golden Boy. That's not great.
I think we all do.
Yeah, so it's Vard here jumping up on ring 3. Oh, yeah. Frogs, giraffes. Okay. Yeah, I can't.
We're not doing that again.
Let's not do this. Come on.
Serious face. But yes, seriously though, when you're talking about how Vard and crew were moving that bomb forward, it looked like that could have been the makings for a plant. But the thing about Assault, you need to have your teammates in position. Vard was looking to be the playmaker there, and I completely get it. It makes sense if you have the opportunity, you have the site in your sights, no pun intended. It's time for you to just make the play happen. But not going to be the case. Vard though with the TEC sniper on the TEC snipe tower there. So you got to bear in mind that this is something that kind of works out in the advantage of Infused. They can push up. They know that TEC is going to be just holding back in their base.
Yeah, I thought that was actually great execution from the TEC side. They knew there were 2 Infused players in their own sniper tower, and they knew they would be pushing that bomb around through that area, so they decided to overload it 3-2, and in fact it was TEC there who actually got away with killing the 2 Infused players without dying themselves. So they have their own sniper rifle control back in their hands, and the bomb is now in the possession of their team.
Yeah, so looking here, I want to get some love to Respectful because, never mind, that was the caster's curse in effect. But despite all that, Respectful taking that sniper over to the TEC bridge, not what you want to see. But Vard, though, with the rockets, could stop any kind of push that TEC is going to have here. Well-timed rocket, not going to connect with anything on that one, but he's going to continue to play the rings, which is a very smart play for him because ring control, this is the whole map right here, and that bomb is right at the spawn. You see it there on the screen. Bomb at spawn. They have control of this, and they can move this bomb when they want to, but they need Vard to get these kills.
Yeah, they really have control of the middle of the map right now, so they can dictate which direction the play will go in. Vard there getting a nice assist and a rocket kill to boot, but one of my pet hates is oh no, Vard just had to reload there. I was about to say one of my pet hates is actually long-range rockets because you have 4 guaranteed kills. Just move yourself into a better position. Vard wasted a rocket trying to get a long-range kill, but it just didn't work out for him there, Golden Boy.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that too because, right, he had 4 kills, and you kind of play bomb and waves. So, you're able to get a couple kills there. Maybe use 2 rockets to, to clear out where you need to, and then you make your push happen from there. But those rockets not panning out in their favor. Of course, Vard, he is going to look for the double kill and able to secure that one, which is huge because that bomb is going to be moving into base, and that will be Buck 20. So he is going to be about halfway there. Vard continuing to defend around the area. Buck 20 gets it, and that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Infused will take game number 1, and that was a tough matchup on both sides. Infused, though, definitely showed that they were focused on one thing and one thing only, ring control, that allowed them to push forward. TEC just could not get their bearings together there, and really just some smart plays out of them. But I will say, though, Infused had control at the beginning of that game. They were in the driver's seat, and they let TEC come back into that one. I mean, I felt like Infused had full control. They were outslaying TEC, and then TEC showed some signs of life. You had obviously Adamak and Smithy coming out big with a couple, which Adamak was a player that we were definitely looking out for to make some plays happen. I do feel like this game was Infused to win after I saw just that raw slaying from their side.
Yeah, and the problem that a lot of people in Europe actually have with the Infused team is that they overslay. They get too many kills. But the Infused teams seem to play towards more the assault game type. Let me say that again. What I meant to say was the assault game type actually plays in Infused favor because they, as you said, they can slay in waves. You get a couple of kills, move the bomb, get a couple of kills, move the bomb. That's basically what they did, and the assault definitely plays in Infused favor because they are such strong slayers.
Yeah, Infused, you know, they showed that throughout the course of that matchup, they had control. They had rocket control more times than TEC had, which obviously plays a huge factor in this. Although they did not effectively use the rockets, I felt like, you know, they effectively used the rockets for their first plant.
Yep.
For their second run, the rockets didn't play a factor. That came to their just raw slaying potential and or ability, and the fact that they pinned them in the base. TEC was fighting from the back foot the whole time. So they were constantly trying to find out how to counter, how to answer back. And then another thing you got to point out, too, is how Infused were able to go into the snipe area, into the snipe tower for TEC numerous times and take their sniper. So that's another sign that Infused had full control there. So now we're going to be moving on to Lockdown Slayer, which is another game type of just pure control. It's all about positioning there and kind of pinning the enemy in a less than advantageous position over by the bottom blue lift. Do you think Infuse is faring better here, or is TEC going to be able to answer back?
Actually, I think TEC actually have the advantage in this one. I think this plays to the more strategized team, the more organized team. And in my mind, I believe Infuse are just 4 slayers. Don't get me wrong. They are an organized lineup. But in my opinion, TEC just don't have the slaying power, but they have that organization. So it also plays in TEC's favor in that they've been practicing on Halo 2 Vista, so they will know this game type very well. They know the map very well. I think TEC are going to take this one and claw themselves back into this series 1-1.
You know, I would have to disagree with you based on what I saw in game one. I feel like Infused is, and as much as I enjoy watching TEC play, I feel like for TEC, they're, like you said, right, their whole thing is going to be control. They have to control the game. But what happens when your opponents don't allow you to have that kind of control? Right? That's the big factor here. If Infuse is in their face constantly, how are they going to be able to answer back?
Yeah.
Right? So that's going to be the question that will be answered in this matchup. And I think, you know what? I want to jump over to the TEC side. I want to kick it off with Jimbo.
Okay.
A lot of people love Jimbo. And I want to see what he's going to be bringing to the table here. Obviously, look for him to go after the sniper rifle because that is going to play a huge role in this Lockdown Team Slayer matchup. Guys, Game 2 is loading up. It is getting underway. Make sure you're tweeting about the event. Use the hashtag GFinityHalo2K. And, of course, include a link to the stream so that people know what's going on there. On your screen right now, you see the boys in Infuse getting ready to go.
Interesting note there as well, Golden Boy. You see the coach behind him. In fact, MLG Pro Coach Jules, guys. We're going to be kicking this one off with TEC Jimbo. And he's going to be spawning at Sniper Tower. Of course, that blue team spawns over at Snipe, and the red team spawns over at BR Tower. A lot of people think that the red team get the more advantageous spawn, and to be honest with you, it's hard to disagree with them. They get the sniper control, they get the sword control right off the bat, and they get the advantageous position. So, very one-sided this map. I wouldn't be surprised to see TEC just slow this down, try and get themselves a kill, and maybe just try and push towards that BR tower and get some of those weapons.
Again, it's all playing to the advantage of Infuse. Raw slaying potential versus the... Oh, wow, I just saw Respectful end up getting killed by a noob combo there, and he dropped sword. But Jimbo needs to push forward at the BR tower, and I don't know who has sniper for this team. It may have, oh, no, actually, Reaction has sniper. So let's actually go ahead, jump over to him, because he has a sniper rifle in hand, and he's looking to make some moves happen here over by the back BR tower.
Yeah, so we are on the point of view of Reaction. He's just hard scoping this S2 area. His team do have a 3-kill lead. This is a very, very slow game type. It plays more into the hands of the more organized team because you need to push, you need to coordinate, you need to time your pushes, put shots on the right people. Make sure you're calling out who is weak, where they are, where they might go, and where we are going to go.
Yeah, we've seen, 3 overtime games in this one at the grand finals between Straight Rippin' and Believe the Hype at the Halo Launch Invitational, which had just happened to 50K, and that was that was quite the event. I think when me and Bravo were casting out when we hit the third Wait, the third, oh wow, that was a great shot out of reaction. So when we hit the third game over there, we kind of looked and said, you know what, this is probably going to end up going to a fourth. I mean, that's pretty much, those two teams are so evenly matched. But now, reaction dropping that one, it is going to go to Respectful, who has the sniper rifle and the sword, and he's going to be able to get the slice there over by Library, looking to see if anyone is going to challenge again. But no, he is instead going to get taken out from behind as a player was pushing him from the back of the ramp there by BR Tower.
Yeah, TEC actually executed that perfectly, and I believe it's TEC now who have the control of the weapons and the BR tower as well. They have 2 players that snipe. Respectful here is going to go up to S3, and there's 2 players there. 3 players actually.
Oh my goodness.
Probably should not have shot there, but I don't believe the TEC
I would have
players
just went
actually,
back wax all day.
I don't think they would have called him out there. Gets the grenade kill and the assist, so 2 kills contributed to by Respectful there. And this game is now a 4-point game for Infused.
Yeah, I mean, granted, Respectful, he played that great. I mean, you know, I probably would have went for the back whack on one, but I also understand why he didn't do that, because if he would have went for the back whack on the player who was over by overlooking the middle there on Snipe 2, that would have prompted the other 2 players to, you know, push him, and he probably wouldn't have had enough time to be able to respond.
Yeah, so if we could, we're going to jump over to the TEC point of view of Jimbo. He's got the sniper in his hands right now. He has 3 bullets. That could be 3 guaranteed kills. If he hits headshots, he needs to hit all of these shots right now because the game is in his hands. His team are down by 4 points, and he has 3 bullets to snipe. The game really is in his hands right now.
Well, you know, it's funny you mentioned that too, and you talked about this before the game, right? TEC relying on the setups. This is their time, right? This is their time, and Jimbo having the sniper rifle does more than just say, you know, these are 3 guaranteed kills. It puts the fear of Jimbo in these players because they know they shouldn't recklessly push out, right? But one player that I'm going to be really concerned about on TEC is Adamak, because Adamak has done that a couple times where they have control and then he pushes out and he ends up causing his team 1 or 2 deaths that were rather costly there. And with the lead currently being 12-7 in the favor of Infused, I feel like, you know, this is going to rely on Jimbo looking to get at least 1 or 2 big shots, and he ends up missing that long one over by Elbow. That would have been a key kill for him to get. This one as well that he could be lining up could also play in their favor and help them out quite a bit. But remember, it's just about putting the fear of Jimbo in these players because he has sword and snipe.
Yeah, he has that Ogre 1 combo, as you said, Golden Boy. Still a 5-kill game, though, so even if TEC were to get the perfect push and kill all 4 of the Infused members, they would still be down in this game. A perfect push is very, very unlikely. If you're going to push the Infused team, then you're more than likely not going to come off the better team. So I would like to see TEC play this a bit faster because, as it stands, Infused are a very regimented team. They're very... what am I trying to say? They're very professional. They're very organized. They know that the time is in their favor. They don't need to move whatsoever because right now they have a 5-kill lead.
Just got an update from the floor, by the way. London Conspiracy 1-1 against VWS. That match is going on off stream. So again, London Conspiracy, VWS, you know, London Conspiracy is a very strong team heading into this tournament, finishing 2nd at the EU Championships. And, you know, this time around, struggling quite a bit at Gfinity.
Yeah, VWS there, surprisingly taking a game off London Conspiracy, guys.
And Adamak's on the move, as a matter of fact. Oh, my goodness, we totally missed that push. Adamak on the move with the shotgun, chasing a player that was over by S2. He is going to have this pushing forward, and he's going to be able to connect with 1. That's going to be 1 kill for him. Looking for the other player. He has the pea shooter, and he's able to take him out. Yes, that was Vard, and that was 2 key kills there, but it is still going to be a 4-kill lead as no 5-kill lead for Infused. They still have control of this game, although the action has heated up quite a bit.
Yeah, they have sword control, and now it's just a 3-kill lead in favor of Infused. Like I said, I like the way TEC are playing this fast. They need to close this kill gap, then go back to a standoff, because as it stands, even if they were to get a perfect push, they would only be leading by 1 kill, and a perfect push
is big.
Very, very unlikely as Jimbo goes in with the sword, misses the lunge, but Lethal hits all of his shots. He's trying to find Vard here. There he is. King Vard, killing spree for Jimbo as well. Now the teams are tied up 17-17.
The reason why I said this was big was because Jimbo had sword over by BR2. That allowed him the opportunity to be able to push out. Now they have sword, and Smithy has the sniper rifle. They're positioned by BR. So this is what you were talking about before. This is playing into the advantage. Now Infused have to make a play because it is 17-17. They could theoretically let this game go to overtime. You know, they could wait this one out, but I don't see Infused doing that. I see Infused looking for that opportunity. Something else to point out too, Lethal. He's positioned right at the top of the ledge here by S3. This is scary territory here, and if Lethal isn't careful and he gets taken out, the lead goes right back over to Infused, and all this positioning by BR Tower won't matter much because Infused is going to hide.
Exactly. Smithy has the sniper rifle, sees a player on elbow there, actually tags him. We're still on the point of view of Lethal as he's trying to find that player that Smithy tagged. I would like to see TEC still play this slow. I'd like to see Smithy move that snipe over to the library window, try and get a pick on that player at bottom blue. They're more than like, here he goes. Yeah, he's done exactly what I just said, Golden Boy. Look at me. Look at me go.
And
Yeah,
he almost hit that shot. And I think as that one player decided to back up, that would be barred if I'm correct. Nope, stand corrected. But never mind, that won't matter much because Reaction is going to get the kill, and that was going to be Lethal. Like we said before, his positioning out there was not the best because he was playing out that far. All he had was the pea shooter. Honestly, it wasn't going to work out too well for him there. He had to be careful. And now they're going to be playing, looking for that one pick there to be able to tie this game back up. And Infuse is not going to allow them to have that opportunity.
Yeah, looking across our screens right now on the TEC side, we have Smithy in library window trying to get a pick on that guy at bottom blue. We have Jimbo trying to push this player at bottom middle. He's going to find Buck20 to his right if he's not careful. And Buck20 actually has a shotgun on his right. I think he knows that, and he's throwing some grenades in. Actually tags Buck20
he gets
that
the
grenade.
kill.
It was Smithy who threw another grenade into bottom middle and cleaned up Buck20, and now the teams are all tied up. Smithy still has a large sniper in his hands as well, Golden Boy. He has 9 shots of snipe. So right now, TEC just need to play this slow and let Smithy do some work.
Well, yeah, so Jimbo basically at this, this is huge. Smithy almost was going to be able to get that kill. That he does tag the player, ends up popping his shields. So what do you do in this situation? You know that the shotgun, let's see, what do we have for power weapon control here? We have a sniper rifle and Jimbo with the sword. So we know for a fact Infuse is not going to push up, right? No. There's just no reason for them to do so because they're just going to play right into the hand, right? Jimbo's going to move in there with a sword. He might be able to pick off a double kill. He will be guaranteed to get at least 1 kill. Smithy, though, will be waiting for any push that could come through. That player over by the lift needs to be so freaking careful. But Buck20, though, applying appropriate pressure over by the player by library. Now that attack that had happened, they end up backing up, realizing that they can't quite make that push. But Buck20 ends up picking off another player there. That's Jimbo. That means the sword is down and in the hands of Infused. This is the opportunity that they needed to make the push if they wanted to.
Yeah, Infused also have the lead, Golden Boy, but Smithy still has the game in his hands right now because his team have the BR tower. They do not have the lead, but Smithy still has those 4 shots, so he really, really needs to put this into work because the game is very, very much in his hands.
Yep, and Adamak here, I think they might be preparing. Nice. They might be preparing for an S3 push. I think what's going to happen is Adamak's going to, go over to and Gandhi hop over to S2. You're going to have Jimbo supporting in the middle. Smithy's going to be on top BR3. He's going to wait to see if anyone's going to challenge. And as a matter of fact, I'm right. Adamak, he's pushing up, finding one. He's going to be able to line up the double kill as well, but he's going to have to back away from this one. But the damage has certainly been done because he was able to find at least 1 or 2 players. Ends up getting the headshot tag as well. It's going to be 21-20. Adamak having to back up here, but his teammate Lethal is going to be on the run. He will have full shields too. Bear that in mind. And the pro combo. That means his shields, the enemy shields, will drain so fast when he puts those shots forward. And the call-outs have been made, but he will get picked off from behind as the sword finds its way to Lethal's back.
Yeah, it looks as if Infused have galloped into a 3-kill lead now, Golden Boy. I would just have loved to see TEC play that slow. They had sniper rifle in their hands. They made the S3 push. Yes, they got a couple of kills, but Infused picked the TEC players off 1 by 1, and now they have the lead in this game and also a player at BR Tower. Still on the point of view of TEC Lethal here. 4.5 minutes left in this game. Adamak's trying to patrol this sniper tower.
Is big.
Takes down one player, gets another one, but unfortunately I think he just got stuck there by Respectful. Oh, this is a close game, Golden Boy.
This is so close here. We have 4 minutes and 24 seconds left of regulation play, 27-24. Blue team currently down by 3. That will be TEC. They've been playing off the back foot here throughout this series. They look like they had some life there in that sanctuary, or I should say shrine assault matchup. But the good news for them is you have Jimbo. He has the sword and the sniper. He opted to drop the sword. Very smart play, giving it to Adamak. Now they can hold off this snipe tower here, and these are good angles that they'll be able to get, but they have to be very careful. Jimbo able to find one player. That's going to be a headshot for him.
And they have the lead now as well. I think Jimbo was just trying to Oh no, he just tagged his teammate there. In reaction, took down Lethal. He went for the quick scope on a player on elbow, and in fact, it was Lethal who walked in front of him. So Reaction's able to take down Lethal, and Reaction also just took down Adamak.
Oh god.
And I believe the sword is in the hands of Reaction now as well. I want to swap over to Reaction if we could, please. We just saw Jimbo take down a headshot there on Respectful, but Reaction has the sword at Sniper Tower, but his team are down by 2 kills.
Buck 20 was actually pushed out over by the open ramp. Vard is playing in the back, though. This could be a big kill for Vard if he's able to get it, and that's going to be the assist for him, meaning Reaction's going to be hanging out over by the sword. You have Vard over by BR Tower, you have Buck 20 by sword, and Respectful by BR2, and Respectful has the sniper rifle. Reaction ended up getting taken out. Not sure if the sword went with him there, but we're going to look at Respectful here, because with that snipe, that means he can bring his team back into this one. 32-32 tied game here. Is TEC going to make that mistake and push out?
I don't know, but Respectful here is just going to use the different angles on the map to try and find a TEC player unawares.
Lockout has a lot of angles, Wonder.
It really does. The most important for me right now for this Infused team is that library window. He needs to try and get a pick on a player either at bottom middle or in that bottom blue area. He sees a player at the bottom left. I don't know who that is. Let's look across our screens. I believe it's Smithy, actually, just hiding there at bottom blue, but Respectful's decided to change his angles, and now he's trying to look at some players on elbow, Golden Boy.
Yep, he's gonna focus on elbow here. So we'll switch to Respectful. We have Reaction, who's gonna play back BR Tower. So he's gonna continue to play that ramp, just see if he can get, his job here, really just patrol the back, right? Make sure no one's gonna rush and go for the flank, because that would be the worst possible thing that could happen to Vard and Buck 20, who are currently gonna be lingering over by the library entrance. This is going to be huge here, because if Respectful is able to get this pick, that will prompt these players to push out and make moves by Snipe Tower. That will put TEC on the back foot yet again. But with that said, Respectful needs to find this connection. The second a player exposes himself, he needs to sit him down and tell him why it was a mistake to poke your head out.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Infused play this fast in the last 30 seconds of the game. This is a very manageable situation for them. They are only down by 1 kill, so they do not need a perfect push at all.
And there's no sword. There's no sword besides Lethal with the shotgun. That's the only player that they need to be careful. But Lethal needs to be careful of this position, because we saw sticks happen at the launch invitational in this area. If he's not careful, he could get tagged. But, of course, this is all going to be dependent on how this push goes. Lethal is the last line of defense for this team when you really think about it, because he's the only one that can get those instant kills for his squad.
Yeah, pretty much so. Just over a minute left in this game.
They're going to make the move.
Yeah, Infused are the team that need to make the move, I believe. I want to swap over to Vard if we could, please, Golden Boy, because he's going to be the player that's going to be jumping up to that S2 tower. He's getting shot in the back, though. He's very weak here, just crouching at top middle. Not the best position, but he has help here from Buck 20. He's pushing S2, but no, Vard gets taken down, so 2-kill lead now for TEC, as the Infused players really need to make a push here.
Yeah, Respectful. He's the guy that needs to make the plays happen with the sniper. His teammates need to draw them out. They have to draw them out as much as they can, and he has the angles, but he has to get the shots. He's able to find one. That's going to be 35-34. It's going to be 28 seconds left on the clock here. Reaction's able to find the other one, making it 35-35 here. Now, who is going to be the one to make the mistake and make that play for Respectful, because he has that snipe if he gets the angle. Jimbo is going to have no shields here. He has to be so careful. Nade's flying in, and he gets taken out, and that is going to be absolutely dreadful for TEC, as it will be 36-35, but wait a minute, Respectful gets taken out, Reactions gets dropped, Buck 20 now trying to make something happen, 37-30, and that will do it. TEC takes it in the swing at the last 28 seconds of the matchup. Oh my goodness. What a play there on both sides. TEC, lots of risk on their end. I mean, honestly, I thought Lethal, he had the positioning there with the shotgun, so they knew that they couldn't push.
Yeah.
They knew that a player was going to be hanging out there. So what did they end up doing? They ended up pushing over to the snipe tower, and they thought that they had the pressure on them. Vard gets picked off. Buck 20 tries to back up. He gets dropped as well. I mean, it really was Respectful that needed to land those shots, but at the same time, though, a credit to TEC for not exposing themselves and allowing Respectful to get that kill. what a swing at the end there.
Yep.
That was incredible.
Last 30 seconds, it went swings and roundabouts. It was absolutely crazy. But
Nuts.
I hate to say I told you so, but TEC came out with that one. I told
Yeah,
you so.
but barely. But barely, Wonder, okay? Because that was not easy by any means. Infused had control of that matchup. They, you know, at the beginning of the game, they had control. And even when they were down by 1, they still technically had control because they had respectful with that sniper rifle. The challenge was, and this is, of course, a credit to TEC, so I don't want to take this away from them, they never exposed themselves. They never let Respectful have that opportunity. Jimbo getting killed over by the lift, though, I am so shocked that that ended up occurring. And there you can see the scoreboard there to close things off. We have Adamak with 10 kills, 9 deaths. On the other side, Reaction, 11 kills, 9 deaths. So those are the top players on each team. Of course, if you look, though, at the TEC side, even spread, you know, across the board for them. But man, that was nuts. What are your thoughts about how TEC played the final seconds of that? Because it was just commotion at that point.
Well, I said before the game, TEC seemed to be the more organized team. They seem to have the more discipline. That's the word I was trying to find earlier, is discipline.
That's true.
They are the more disciplined team. This Infused roster are pretty much just full of slayers. I don't really see a leader in that team. I know they're going to watch the stream back and say, well, they're the leader, blah, blah, blah. But there on your screen, you see the man, Smithy. Him and his team just seem to get it done in the final seconds of that map. I'm not sure how, but somehow they just pulled it out the bag. I mean, like you said, Lethal just pretty much blocking off any push to that S2 cut area. He was just watching that jump up for any players that were going to try and push over. And in fact, I think Infused were aware of that, as 3 of them tried going through top middle to S2 rather than up to that S3 area. But wow, I don't know. I don't know how TEC pulled that off. I had faith in them before the game, but
at that point, man, you kind of just toss a coin up.
Yep.
That's the way I feel. You just toss a coin up in the air, and you just hope that it comes down in your favor.
Yeah.
You hope that it's the one that you pick, whether it's heads or tails, and that's pretty much how that panned out for them. So now the series is going to be tied 1-1. We are guaranteed to go to a Game 4, which will be Warlord CTF. But before we do that, though, Game 3 will be Warlord Capture, or King of the Hill. Not Capture the Flag, Warlord King of the Hill.
I hope
CTF
you guys like Warlord, because the next 2 games are going to be Warlord. This map really tends to cater towards FFA players, and we have some great FFA players across the board on these teams. Golden Boy, we have Lethal, who was in the final. There is Lethal, the man himself, the real Lethal, not the fake one, the US Lethal. Yeah, I said it.
He's watching too.
Yeah, I said it.
Shots fired.
So the real Lethal in the FFA final of the Insomnia 52 Championships. That was back in August. Vard actually won that tournament on the Infused side. Respectful Reaction, such strong slayers, but Jimbo for me, winning online FFAs back in Halo 3. Halo 2, he's up there as well on online FFAs. So this map caters towards FFA players, and we've got them across the board today, Golden Boy.
That's right, guys. So this matchup's setting up in just a little while. Of course, we want to remind everyone, hopefully you're having a good time watching some top EU Halo action here at Gfinity, the Halo 2 LAN Championship. Make sure you use the hashtag Gfinity Halo 2K when you're talking about this event on Twitter, and tweet it out. Let everyone know what's going on here. Some great games that we're witnessing, guys. We just had an intense matchup in Lockdown Team Slayer, which was I would say kind of overshadowed the great game of Shrine Assault that I was kind of blown away by how Infused played that one, or better yet, how TEC reacted to that bomb plant that had happened at the beginning of the game. Now, like you said, King of the Hill. So thoughts on King of the Hill in Warlord here, and before we do that, let's say who we're going to jump to. I think you had mentioned Lethal, so I think we got to go ahead and give Lethal love.
The real one.
Okay, shots fired. Shots fired. I will defend TJ. Okay, he's lethal. Okay, and that's lethal. All right, that's how we're gonna operate now. But yeah, thoughts on this one? How do you approach King of the Hill, Wonder?
Well,
especially on this map.
Yeah, well, it really is just sitting in that hill and making sure you get time. This top middle A hill tends to be not so much. A lot of the time can be gained because you have to control all 4 bases pretty much, and with 4 players, one of which going to be in the hill, it's hard to do so. But 4 dead right here off the bat for TEC. So let's swap over to the Infused side with Reaction. He's trying to put some shots on this red base. 10 points to 1 though early on in this game, Golden Boy.
Yeah, you're really just going to continue to chip away, right? You want to get as many points as you can in each hill. I mean, that goes without saying. It's kind of John Madden-esque, but, you know, in case you don't know, John Madden is the king of saying obvious.
Yeah.
But, you know, the point here is that, like you said, right, it's a very fast-paced map. It's not it's one of those maps that, you know, you think you have positioning and then everything kind of just falls apart in a heartbeat.
Yeah, the teleports really play into that as well, Golden Boy. I think I think it's the D and E hills at the bottom of the plats. I think it's bottom yellow and bottom green. They tend to be the most controllable because you only really have to watch the teleports.
Yeah.
And the bottom middle pushes, so that those two tend to be the ones where you get a lot of the time very comparable to the B and D hills on lockdown King of the Hill. So I'd expect teams to try and control this camo as much as possible as Reaction picks up camo shotgun and try and get as much time as they can in those D and E hills.
Camo shotgun, this is big, right? Because with this camo, he's going to be able to be a nuisance wherever he wants to go, and he can't play the portals if he chooses to. But look at the way he's going to push out here. He's going to find at least one player. That's going to be a killing spree for him too. And he could find their second one as he pushes forward, waiting to see if this player is going to be hanging out. And yes, he was. That was going to be lethal. Ends up getting taken out by Reaction. Reaction looking to provide some shots over from green to blue, but opting to back away because he still has his camo. Has to stay alive here. And the camo will go back into form for him, so he will be able to hide for a little bit and continue to support his teammates as much as possible before that camo comes back, finding lethal again. Is he going to fall victim to him? And yes, he does. That's going to be another kill for Reactions on that killing spree that he had built up. 4 more gets a kill frenzy, and he finds one for the headshot, but not going to be the case for him again as he gets picked off by a member of TEC.
Yeah, so small time early on in this game. 2 minutes gone, only 18 points on the board for Team Infused. Not the greatest lead in the world, still only 8 points in it. But Reaction here is just trying to put some shots on that blue base.
It's still a fragile lead.
Very, very fragile lead. It is very fragile, but they have the advantage here as they've found some Infused players, TEC players spawning in the red base. I believe there's a player with camouflage somewhere. I saw someone pick it up. In fact, I think it was TEC Lethal, but he was taken down with that camouflage. So we're going to stay on the point of view of Buck20, who's getting himself some hill time. 19 points to the lead now for Infused, and he just picked himself up an assist as well.
Yeah, and you know, I got to give this dude credit. He's still in the hill despite him being one shot, right? No shields, nothing he could really do offensively besides maybe be a nuisance, put a couple shots in, you know, like, and try and see if he could drain some shields of some of the opponents around. But for the most part, he was playing the hill game to a T there. Now Buck20 looking to do that yet again with his teammate Reaction here. And you had mentioned before about these hills, right? The D hill, you know, being at the bottom yellow platform gives you a lot of control by Yellow Needles. This is interesting to see how Infused is going to play this one out, because they've been the ones who have been more reckless in charging those hills, and they've been succeeding because of it.
They really have. I want to stay on board with Buck20 off the respawn if we could, please, Golden Boy. He's going to be spawning across the map from that hill, but his team do have the hill. It looks like they're going to have some TEC players spawning in a side base. Tried to win that battle there against Jimbo. Buck20 and Jimbo are actually old teammates. They were supposed to come to the I-52 championships together, but some things just didn't work out. They decided to go for a different player over that. But currently a 40-second lead now for Infused, and that is only growing.
Yeah, and respectful here. Oh, kind of hit him with the caster curse. Well, okay, so let's kind of point out what Reactions is doing here as well before he gets picked off, and I curse him there too. You know, it's side-based control, right? It's super important no matter what you're playing on Warlord, right? You want to make sure that you have the positioning. You want to make sure that you have the angles there as best you can. And I think we just ended up getting an update from the floor here. London Conspiracy, 1-1. It actually was 183-183 on Warlord King of the Hill. It was a draw. Thank you, of course, Sims, for that one. He underlined it a bunch of times. He underlined the word draw. So
exclamation points
great
everywhere.
Games going on off stage. You know, of course, you're watching right now the TEC Infused matchup, and we're currently on Game 3, and there's a Reaction with that Sentinel Beam, but he will get picked off, and it's still going to be in the lead of Infused here. But again, Warlord, it's King of the Hill, fragile, you know, leads that you build up here because of how the game kind of just functions.
Yeah, Jimbo there tried getting camouflage. In fact, I think he managed to pick up the camouflage before going down. Worth noting that that London Conspiracy versus VWS game is the only game being played today which will not be streamed.
Every game will be
So
streamed today.
every other game today is going to be streamed, including that wonderful winners bracket final matchup between TCM and FaZe France.
Oh yeah, guys, that is going to be one that you do not want to miss by any means. Will FaZe France continue to keep this run going, or will the European champions TCM, having competed against some of the best in North America as well as the best in Europe, continue their dominating run here at Gfinity? That is going to be coming up in a few, but of course in front of us here we have a close matchup, 71-62. Like I said, the way this game type functions, it's just so quick to be able to come back into this one. It's a matter of seconds that is separating these two teams, and it's all about who has the hot hand at that time. We've been on reaction for a very long time here. Who do you want to check out on the TEC side?
For me, it's got to be Jimbo. I mean, he's got such a solid BR. He's just gone down off our screen, but on the respawn, I want to see Jimbo, if we could please, Golden Boy. He has probably one of the best BRs on this entire TEC roster. Known for his FFA performances, not been doing great in FFA performances of recent, but I believe it was Lethal maybe who picked up that. No, Buck 20. There we go. He's got camouflage in his hands, and now his team are galloping into a 30-second plus lead.
And him having you know, the camo here allows him to be able to move freely, and you get camo with a shotgun too. Anyone from TEC that tries to push up, you know, will be met immediately by Buck 20, and they would have never seen it coming because of the camo. Unfortunately for Buck 20 though, can't quite stay alive though, as he is dropped and the camo goes with him. Score currently going to be rather close here as we jump back over to reactions. 99-65, only 1 point before Infused is able to cross that 100-point threshold, excuse me.
I like what Reaction's doing here. He knows he has a player in front of him in that C hill, so he's just holding this base, making sure that he has a solid platform. In case that teammate dies in that hill, he's going to be ready to jump up. But in fact, his entire Infused teammates have died, but I don't think the TEC players cleared out the base, and now he's coming up behind Lethal, gives him the back whack, and now the hill is back in the control of the Infused team.
It's just something that, you know, for TEC, right, you just had to be mindful of, you know, just continue to look around the hill, but you also don't see anyone in there too, right? So a credit to Reaction to just stay hidden in a map that is very, very difficult to stay hidden in. Looking over here to see what's up with Lethal, who picked up the shotty. He's going to look to pick off one, but he's not going to make that one happen, as that will be unfortunate for him. Buck 20 with the stop, and Lethal off the respawn. We'll see what he's going to do. They're currently going to be down by a sizable amount as the lead continues to chip away, or I would not say chip away, but continues to gain in the favor of Infused. They're looking to try and make this one very, very difficult for TEC, which makes a lot of sense considering that this is going to be a huge matchup for them to win.
Yeah, a lot of teams actually on these D and E hill rotations tend to forget about that camouflage because, of course, D and E are towards the bottom of the map, so teams try and scramble towards those hills, but it's important to remember that camouflage comes up every 1 minute and 10 seconds, so you need to be very mindful. Check top middle every single time you spawn before you push that D hill. If you can get camouflage, it's going to be great help for your team.
Yeah, been respectful with the plasma rifle, apologies, and he's going to try and just hang around with his teammate Buck 20. Infused, again, continuing to gain on this lead. Let's see what's going on with Adamak, though, as he might get picked off, but he's going to have about a quarter of his shields remaining. You're going to try and just stay up and play the side bases. Again, always want to emphasize control of the side bases when it comes to this game type, and he will get the camo too, so that's good for them, but it might get burned here if he doesn't stay alive. He has no shields, nades flying in, players chasing him. His shields look like they were coming back, but just as that was happening, he ends up getting shot. Finally getting those shields back again, although when you're getting the shields back, you end up highlighting because the shields are recharging, so you get that golden glow around your body despite you having the camo, so you kind of stick out like a sore thumb, and Adamak will not be able to do anything with the camo there. But despite that, though, he picks it up, so that means that they should be able to time it for the next one.
Yeah, small time left in this game, though, Golden Boy. Only just over 2 minutes left in this game, and the TEC team are down by around 40 points. I'd like to have seen Adamak there just take control and take care of that camouflage. Pick your battles. He tried challenging two Infused players, and it just didn't work out. I'd like to see someone just corral that camouflage, just take control, take care of yourself, and get a shotgun on under your belt and just run havoc around the map.
Yeah, well, also to the credit of Adamak, though, when he picked up the camo, he did get hit with a nade right away.
Of course, yeah.
But there wasn't really much room he could do. But like you said, right, he did wait, he did challenge a little too early, which I wouldn't have done. I would have waited because, again, you stick out like a sore thumb, and you can't really take advantage of the camo there when you're recharging your shields. Needless to say, though, that's what's done is done here. As Jimbo is looking to bring his team back into this, he will not find much success at the top hill there over by A. Jumping to Smithy here, who has barely any shields remaining. He's looking to get that one on the regen, and his teammate will hang around. That will be lethal. He has the shotgun, so Smithy tried to make something happen. Jimbo gets the assist on the other side there. That came courtesy of Adamak as well. Lethal continue. Oh no, I apologize. Jimbo continue to hang around. I'm just a curse right now. Everyone I switch to, they end up dying.
Okay, let's swap over to the Infused side. Let's go to Buck 20 if we could, Golden Boy. I'm pretty sure he's not going to die. He's not going to die anytime soon. He's just nice and cozy in this base.
Unless he gets hit by just like, you know, a flurry of grenades.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's not like a nuclear bomb that just drops on the map and takes out Buck 20. But as it stands, he's very much alive, and I believe his team are going to win this game. Number 3 is now mathematically out of the reach of the TEC players. So Infused take game number 3. That makes this series 2-1 in favor of Infused.
Yep, that is going to do it there. And of course, guys, we have a best of 5. So don't forget about all that jazz, because coming up next, we have Warlord CTF so Warlord CTF for round 4 of the losers bracket. Just remind everyone an update on the floor. We had a 183-183 tie in the London Conspiracy VWS matchup. They're replaying game number 3 as we speak, as we make our way over to game number 4, Warlord CTF. And it seems like the boys in Infused are looking to just close this one out. That is going to do it. Infused takes it with a score of 201 to 115. So Infused looking good there. That slaying came in handy for them again, which plays very well to Warlord. If you are TEC, you are a bit concerned going into Game 4.
Of course, guys. Do not forget, make sure you use the hashtag GFinityHalo2K. If you tweet the stream link, didn't you say yesterday you were going to find something?
Yeah, I'm going to just find something random in my home. So, you know, I have a copy of the Master Chief Collection hanging around. I could probably end up getting a, HCS shirt. So, doing everyone a favor here. Want to get some good social love going on. So, if you include the hashtag GFinityHalo2K, and you also include a link to the stream, I will, at the end of the event, go through it and do one of those giveaway things, and I'll toss something over to
No giraffes, though.
No giraffes. That was well established from yesterday. We had a lengthy conversation about that.
I liked it.
It was good. It was good.
It was a good bonding experience.
It was good. Yeah, we meshed.
I feel like I was a bit harsh on TJ.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I want to apologize.
No. Be as cruel as you can to Lethal, not European Lethal, American
Lethal.
He enjoys it.
Okay, to me, Lethal is the real Lethal, but to other people, Lethal.
Lethal and Lethal,
yeah,
right? That's
lethal.
Just we spell lethal with a U in the United States.
That's stupid. I'm going to call a spade a spade. That is stupid.
Right. How dare they? Yes, but you were right. We don't. That is stupid. We don't do that.
Yeah.
That would look really bad for the American education
Doesn't
system.
he have an X in his gamer tag as well?
Yes. Alex. Yes. No, he's lethal. Okay. Don't make him doubt it. I want to hear him later on. He's going to hit me up on Skype. He's going to say, I don't like my name. And
please don't give him my address, because I think he looks like the kind of guy that's going to come to my house and stare at me through my window.
He'll definitely creep on you.
Yeah.
For sure. Lethal's a creeper. That goes without saying. All right, well, guys, we have game number 4 coming up. It's going to be Warlord Capture the Flag. Hopefully, you've been enjoying yourselves here for this matchup. We have 3,000 viewers watching European Halo right now. A big thank you to everyone who is tuned in for day 2 here at the Gfinity Halo 2 LAN Championship. We had some awesome announcements. We had, announced that EU will be involved in the HCS, so make sure you stay tuned to www.halo8point.com/HCS. And we also, we just to give us a second here, we had that awesome trailer, right? Could we play that trailer again, guys, in production? Let's do this. Let's bring out the trailer. It's pretty dope. It's dope. It has sporting music. So we're going to jump into this trailer. Enjoy, guys. And when we come back, game 4 of this amazing matchup between Infused and TEC. Don't go anywhere.
HCS, the Halo Championship Series, which is the first official Halo esports league.
This is the ultimate test of player versus player.
Halo has a rich competitive legacy, and we want to absolutely recognize that history, but also build something great moving forward.
We're also joined tonight by finalists who survived 5 weeks of intense
$20,000 on the line, and they need to play with the discipline of veteran players.
Essentially, it's just our desire to create the best platform possible for competitive Halo.
Guys, we're down here on the floor. Alex, we had many competitors enter, but today only 8 remain.
Normal pushing up with a shotgun, Johnny to body, fighting one, and the double kill. Tiny go for the triple. Maniac, another one right in front. That's going to be a double kill there. And a triple kill. Absolutely amazing. Coming up. Nice run. That's right. It's 38-36. 1 minute left on the clock here. This is going to be it.
Oh my God, pushes in. Let's see if they can just stay on. Mustafa pushes in. Ace can finish. Let's see. Ace with the upper hit. And Ace makes it. $200,000.
What a game. Oh my God.
I don't think anything more needs to be said. Ladies and gentlemen, Halo is back.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining us yet again here at the Halo 2 Anniversary LAN Championship presented by Gfinity. I'm Golden Boy, joined by Wonder Boy. And the boys are back, you already know. And we are calling the action here for Infused versus TEC TEC. Is it TEC? Is it TEC? Maybe I'm doing this wrong.
Same. I think
I don't know.
their actual name is Total E Circuit.
Yeah.
But everyone calls them TEC.
Everyone calls them TEC.
TEC TEC is...
I feel like
like
it's
apples and oranges.
Maybe
they're pretty much
TEC
the same
would
thing.
work a little bit better for me,
TEC,
just because
yeah.
I don't like acronyms.
Okay.
Acronyms
Yep.
elude me.
That's fine. If we get a tweet from
terrible.
Total E Circuit and they're like, "Who is this guy?"
Yeah, right.
Then
They'll be like,
I'll like punch you and say,
"How dare
yeah,
this
call
guy
them, call them proper
this
people."
wrong."
Okay.
So, guys, if you're just joining us here, we're at Game 4 of this Best of 5 series in the losers bracket. There you can see the boys in Infused getting ready to go here. An update from the floor, courtesy of the one and only Sims. We have London Conspiracy taking game number 3, which was a draw previously. It was 250 to 127. London Conspiracy pulling that one out. Now they are going. Is the Septic? Oh, grabbed a running riot in that game.
Yowza.
That's something you don't really see all that much on Warlord, considering the proximity of the map.
yeah,
so London Conspiracy up 2-1 against VWS.
Very busy map to get a running right on, so I wonder whether Camo Shotgun might have come into play there. VWS now kind of have a hole to dig themselves out of, going 2-1 down into that series. They can't afford to lose another game. Don't forget, of course, this London Conspiracy team last weekend took the current TCM team to a 10-game series. Unfortunately, lost in the grand finals last weekend. But, you know, they're on a loser's bracket run right now, and they need to win every single game to get back to the grand finals.
Yeah, that's right. So we are going to have the Game 4 matchup coming here in just a second. Warlord capture the flag. Now, we saw how Infused slayed in that Warlord King of the Hill matchup. Now, you know, I used to be a competitor, and when I competed, one of the things I hated was playing a game type or a map back-to-back.
Yeah.
Because it's like the setting is the same, and it kind of sucks because you're just like, oh, why am I here again?
Yeah.
You know, I do feel like that could potentially be a factor here for TEC, you know, having to play this map, having to play into Infuse's style of just in-your-face, you know, slaying. Do you feel that TEC is going to be able to bounce back here? Because they've kind of felt like the underdog in this series, you know, despite that Lockdown Slayer game really playing in their favor.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's such strong individuals across the board. It's really going to be who can corral that side base, who can take control of a side base and get a flag moving in that direction. And I think, to be honest with you, over organization and slaying power, I think slaying power is going to win over, and that's why I think Infused are going to take this game.
Well, you know what? Based on what we saw in the King of the Hill matchup, I wouldn't disagree with you there, Wonder. I do think that Infuse has, you know, the pieces of the puzzle pretty much all connected when it comes to how you approach Warlord and, you know, just the intensity that this map requires. It's going to be very interesting, of course, to see how this all pans out. Game number 4 is loading up as we speak, and it is going to be Capture the Flag. Yet again, to remind you guys back at home, you are watching the Gfinity Halo 2 Anniversary LAN Championship. We're here in England having a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys are as well. And we're going to kick things off, I think, on the Infused side. I want to see what's going on with Vard, because Vard has, you know, he's been playing rather well this series and showing up big time for this squad. So let's see how he's going to do, how he will fare at the start of this.
Yeah, so Vard straight off the bat throwing some grenades, trying to find some players who might try and portal. In fact, he's jumping up to top middle right now, trying to find Smithy. Great shots there for the first strike headshot. Here we go. Vard's starting to heat up straight away, but meets a camouflage player bottom middle there, makes him one shot, but unfortunately gets taken down, and now it's 4 dead here for the TEC side straight off the bat.
And that was Jimbo who managed to get the camo at the beginning, but he got dropped immediately after that kill on Vard, so ends up giving up that. In Buck 20 here with the shotgun, he will find one. That's going to be a kill for him. Clean ahead, and he's going to look to move this flag. Now, there are different ways you could choose to move the flag here. You can move the flag the long ways and take it around the bases, which is a bit of a challenge, or you can make your way through the portals. Now, the challenge with the portals is that you have to make the play happen. It has to be perfect, or else when you come out of that portal, because it is a stationary location, you could get destroyed with grenades if the other team is aware of where you're moving.
Not only that as well, Golden Boy, your team have to have control of both teleports as well as taking control of the enemy team spawn, so it's very, very hard to do to portal that flag. Teams in Europe much prefer to move it around the side bases, because all you have to do pretty much is control the side base and then just watch one teleporter and watch behind the flag, and it's as simple as that. But Infused here are trapped in their own base as the TEC onslaught comes.
Yep, that's right, and Buck 20 here taking a couple nades, and he's able to avoid that one that just popped out right behind him. 2 players actually jumping over by the middle, and Buck 20's going to get dropped by a nade, and that would have been Jimbo with the stop. Let's actually give some love to Jimbo, who has about half shields, a little less than half. Never mind, Adamak, got to go to him. He has the camo here. This is a playmaker if he can make this happen, and he is going to be inside of the flag here, and that camo not really playing all that much of a factor, but still, he is going to give his teammate the opportunity to potentially make a play happen. But I stand corrected, as TEC are back at square one again.
So 2 minutes into this game, guys, do not forget TEC need to win the remaining games in this best of 5 to win this series. They cannot afford to lose any of the next 2 games. And of course, you have to remember the overtime rules. If we are tied at the 15-minute mark in game, the next cap will win.
Yep, and Jimbo here, who will get dropped. Adamak is going to be alongside him. He will not find much success. Bottom red needles, and I think the flag is moving, and that's going to be Infused with it. Respectful has it. Can he put this one in? Nade's flying in, and no, he will not be able to secure that one just yet, but will his teammate be able to? That is going to be the question, and that will be reactions on the move. Nade's flying through, and that will be a capture for Infused, making it 1-0.
Yeah, don't forget as well, the touch return rules in effect on Warlord Capture the Flag, so all you have to do is touch that flag. You do not have to wait for the 15 seconds for it to be returned to your base. You can make a play, pick up that flag and touch it, and there it goes straight back to your base.
Yep, and there was a counter cap, as a matter of fact, that was in play, but you know, Infused were able to stop that one courtesy of some great plays out of Respectful reactions with the Sentinel beam, and he's able to get one kill with that one. Ends up dropping Adamak, but Lethal finds him with a grenade. Respectful is over by the top, and something interesting to point out here, by the way, is that Reaction isn't cycling through his teammates to see where they are, right? When you're dead, you should usually cycle through to at least get the idea. Now, granted, we are at LAN, so he could easily just glance
Screen
over
watch
at the screen, but you know, sometimes it's a little easier to just get the idea of where they're going to be positioning by simply scrolling up with your controller.
It's a great habit as well, Golden Boy, not switching off your death count, because obviously you have to look at the player that's just killed you and see where he's moving, and then you can relay that information to your team and make it easier for them as well, especially on maps like Halo 3's The Pit, where there's such a massive wall down the middle of the map and these long alleyways. So if you can keep on your death screen there, you can tell your team which side the player's going, if they're pushing, whether they're not. So I actually like that play by Reaction.
The reason why I feel is because he's not really moving around. He's not trying to like look, you know, he's not spinning his controller around. So I feel like he could be taking advantage of that a little bit more. But I do agree with you too. There are certain advantages to simply just not doing it, right?
Yeah.
But Buck 20 here, as he's going to be checking out what his teammate's going to be doing, and I believe believe one of the guys on TEC does have the Sentinel Beam, but that won't matter all that much. I think it was Adamak who ended up having that one in hand. He gets killed on that play. So let's see what Buck 20 is going to do off the spawn. Is he's going to continue to chase forward. Player's going to be right by that blue flag, and Buck 20 just trying to see if he can pin him right by the bottom of the blue needles. Having to run away from this one, though, as he gets dropped by a player. That will be Adamak, who is by red lift.
I'd like to swap over to Respectful's point of view if we can. I think he's going to be taken down here, so a bit of Curse of the Caster, but gets the plasma kill from the grenade from the grave. Looks as if, I do believe we have a frozen Xbox. It's Vard who has a bit of technical difficulties there, so the game will be restarted, unfortunately, just as we were getting into the groove of that one.
Yeah, I mean, it is unfortunate, for them, but it kind of does. I don't know what the ruling is going to be here. I don't know if we just do a full restart.
I think it's full restart.
A full restart. Okay, so that is going to be unfortunate for Infused, who were able to put that flag away, and it seemed like it was neck and neck. So we'll see how they respond, after that. And it's again, I think TEC, this breather, is going to help them out a little bit. It's kind of a godsend for them, because they were losing control, if you will, of that game, which is something that TEC excels at, being able to lock down and control of it. And Infuse going at them with that slaying power that they have, were able to secure that first flag. But now going into this restart here, I expect TEC to, try and mimic that same kind of play style that Infuse is going to be bringing to the table, and they have the capability to do so, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, they do. But on the Infuse side, before the game froze, I was going to jump on the point of view of Respectful. I want to talk about Respectful a little bit. There are the TEC boys, but Respectful is really the least experienced of this entire Infuse team. You look at Buck 20 in reaction; they've been to MLGs. Vard has so much experience as well. He's won FFA tournaments. He's been to so many Reach tournaments. He's played since forever. But Respectful only really came into the scene around Halo 4 time. So he's really, really kind of the least experienced out of this team. His highest placement before this has been 3rd. So the Infused team really have kind of taken a chance on him. And for me, he's kind of lived up to the potential, but he still needs molding into the player that they want him to be. Before he was on this Infused team, he was very focused on getting unnecessary kills, and now he's started
way too much.
Pretty much statting, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, very interesting. So actually, we are going to start at 1-0. So that is going to be the score going into this game. We're not going to get a full restart here, including the score. So Infuse will have their flag cap. So if Infuse manages to cap 4 flags, that will be game over. While on the other side, TEC, the same applies to them. They have to be able to cap 5. So at the very least, Infuse can breathe comfortably there, knowing that there's not going to be a full restart, including the score, and they go into this, start with this lead.
Yeah, interesting, because last weekend at the European Championships, the ruling was if we had any technical difficulties a lot, and we did have them a lot, if it ever happened, it would be a full restart, time, score, everything completely reset. So, but we do have a different admin team here. We have a completely different setup here at Gfinity, and different rules apply. So it's going to be a continuation of the last game.
Yep, that's right. I believe HCS is a full restart right now, but obviously this isn't a HCS event right now, so it kind of just plays into whatever the admins feel is the most appropriate. And I do kind of agree with that too, by the way. I do feel like, in an instance like this where it is, tracked, where you can't really track it, 1-0 makes sense. In an Infuse for them, they definitely were playing great, looking to be able to make another cap happen. Well, not make another cap happen, but get into the position to make a pull happen. We'll see how this plays out, of course. And with that being said, though, we have a great matchup in line for us. This series has been incredible so far. If you're just joining us here, we had a nail biter in the Shrine Assault matchup where Infuse ended up taking that one over TEC. TEC struggled to be able to make a second plant happen. It went into overtime, and Infuse were able to answer back.
Of course, yeah. And then in game 2, we had that nail biting game. It was 37-36 in favor of TEC. That was so close. I mean, it went down to the last 10 seconds, and then TEC just managed to pull it out of the bag somehow. The Infused push was coming across the top middle side of lockdown, but if, the TEC team just managed to just close that game out 37 to 36.
Yeah, and then, of course, game number 3, we had Warlord King of the Hill, which kind of escaped TEC as Infused just came at them with everything that they had, and they were able to secure that second victory for them in this best of 5. Now, if TEC managed to win this Warlord TTF, which they're down 1-0 going into the restart, we will potentially see a Shrine Slayer matchup. Another, I would say, position-heavy game type. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch. If it ends up going to that point, we're going to be kicking things off with Respectful as we head into the restart here. It is time for game number 4. Infuse is up 1-0 against TEC, and they have a lot of work in front of them.
They certainly do. So we're going to be kicking this game off with Respectful, the least experienced player from the Infused side. Don't forget, this is not a full restart, so Infused only need 4 flags to win, whereas TEC still need 5. And in fact, if it goes to the overtime rules at 15 minutes mark, if TEC do not have a cap, then it looks as if Infused will be taking the game.
Ooh, but Respectful does manage to get that camo, so he's going to burn that one right away. Won't play much of a factor here, and that will definitely work out for Infused because they're just going to look to come at them with everything that they have. Alternatively, though, you have Reaction, who's playing on the back foot in his base because he had some pressure from TEC, and that's what I was saying before this restart. Maybe TEC is just going to come at them with everything that they have here and just try and match them slaying. That could be something that plays in the advantage of TEC because of this restart, despite them being down 1-0.
Okay, all right, we have some scores from the floors. London Conspiracy were taking on the WS. They win 5-1 on the last flag game type, meaning that London Conspiracy advanced through to the losers bracket semi-finals.
All right, well, congratulations to them. They will be awaiting, let's see, the winner of this matchup, TEC and Infuse. And also a reminder to those back at home who are watching, we still have TCM versus FaZe France for your winner bracket final. That will be later on today. But this matchup right in front of us, guys, has certainly been incredible so far. Infuse looking to close this one out with a 3-1 series score. But, of course, TEC not going to give up just yet. They want to force that Game 5. And Adamak has managed to pick up this camo. This could be huge for them as they're looking to make some plays.
Yeah, Adamak, before picking up that camouflage, got an LBR on the big man Vard. Not an easy feat. Vard's BR is absolutely solid. But Adamak managed to clean that one up and get the camouflage to boot. So he's just trying to put some shots here on some players. Takes down Vard again, a second time in a row now for Adamak. Complete domination over Vard, and he still has this camouflage in his hands right now, Golden Boy.
Oh, but the Sentinel Beam, though, that came out of Buck 20, met Adamak right away. He did identify him despite him having that camo. It's not completely, you know, camoed there, so you kind of do pop out occasionally. You have to focus and actually see that player. Adamak is going to find a player off the spawn, though, and another one as well, but he will get met by, who was that? Vard. So Vard ends up getting that vengeance on Adamak.
He gets one back over Adamak. I want to stick on the point of view of Adamak off the respawn if we could, because he's been playing out of this world on this game type right now. He's been, oh, he sees a player there to his left. Use the pro combo. Can't quite get the beatdown off, though, so Reaction punishes him. But Jimbo right here is moving a flag up the platform. He's going to try and get this back up into his base, nading the teleport there, making sure no Infused players come through, but eventually is taken down by an Infused player.
Well, Adamak's going to be by himself, having to deal with the onslaught that's coming from Infused. That's going to be 4 down now. Lethal and Smithy and Jimbo off to spawn, but Respectful will have the flag. Half shields for him. Nades flying in all over the place here. Now, remember that it is going to be a touch return on that flag, so you have to be mindful of that. Reactions, though, will grab the flag for his team, and he's taking some shots as well. Respectful trying to see if he can find the player who's putting shots over on Reactions, and that flag, if I'm correct, has been returned to the base, and that is going to be back to the drawing board here for Infused, but they are still up in this matchup 1-0 because we had a restart, folks. So 1-0 in favor of Infused. You have TEC, they need to be able to cap all 5 here in order for them to win, while on the other side, Infuse only need to cap 4. Simple mathematics, but, you know, no harm in explaining it.
Yeah, it's a bit early in the morning, though, for me to be doing that kind of mathematics, though, Golden Boy. But we're still watching the respectable.
1 minus 5? Really?
What's
or 5 minus 1?
Has anyone got a calculator? I have a calculator in my bag, actually. I might have to go and get that later on. But
oh man, Texas Instruments all day. Well, let's see what we have here. Let's switch perspectives for a bit. We have Smithy, as a matter of fact, with a shotgun, so that's going to be interesting to see how he plays that one out, but not interesting enough, though, because the Infused guys stopped that one right in its tracks, and now it's going to be Buck20 for Infused, who picks up the camo.
Yeah, he really needs to get his hands on a shotgun. In fact, I think he's going for the Sentinel beam here. In fact, just walks over it, stalking a
No
tech
need for him to
player
get
there.
that. That gun is not very beneficial for players with camo.
Well, he gets the flag return there. The flag had just been thrown out of his base, but returns it straight away. However, he has to be mindful of that tech player still in his base. That was Jimbo cleaning up Buck20 there. I want to swap over to Vard if we could, please. He's just such a dominant force on this Infused team. He's such a strong slayer. And look at that BR come into play. Long-range BR, no problem. Gets the flag defense on a tech player, and he's holding this side base perfectly well right now.
Yeah, and again, side bases play such a factor on this map. Warlord is all about just being able to, if you're able to establish control, Warlord's about that, right? Like, and again, Halo is a game that is about being able to position yourselves and support your teammates. You can see an individual take over in Halo, but when you're able to get yourself in those advantageous positions, I mean, my goodness, it speaks volumes to what it can do for your team. Goes without saying even, but Respectful now has the flag here for his team, looking to make this move. He will be back over by green, waiting for any nades that could potentially be flying through. Now the flag alternatively has been pushed, or pulled, I should say, for TEC, so they do have the flag for the other team here. I think the flag may have dropped, and we may be back to the drawing board here. Still the score 0-0.
Yeah, I want to swap over to Buck20 if we could. We are on board with Buck20. He's got camouflage in his hands. He's now going to start running this flag. He's just taken down an tech player, but no, he decides not to move this flag.
They need at least one more kill. At least one more kill.
Yeah, he took down a player, but decided camouflage and flag probably not the best combo. He's trying to find some tech players. Takes down Adamak there, who was already weak. However, Vard and Respectful have gone down on the Infused side. Gets an assist there, so now it's going to be a 2-on-2 situation for the Infused team.
Yeah, there's actually going to be, 2 down right now. We have those two players actually respawning. That was Smithy and Adamak coming back up. Buck20, though, still looking to cause a lot of problems, as he will be in a killing spree here for himself. That's 5 kills in a row that he's been able to net, and of course the pressure that he's looking to apply on TEC has certainly been felt, as they are going to be pinned in their base. Teammates looking to push up, make some plays happen, minding his portals too, which is something you want to see. Ends up getting the plasma kill there. That was going to be on Adamak, who pushed out to the portal, finally getting picked off, but still that was a great run and a good use of the camo here for Buck20, as his teammate reactions is making this flagpole happen.
Yeah, so just over 6.5 minutes gone into this game. Not sure whether or not they would reset the time limit. Of course, we did have definite technical difficulties at the start of this game. So Infused, as it stands, currently leading 1-0, excuse me. But Reaction there trying to be sneaky with that flag, but was just hunted down by a tech player. We're going to stick on the point of view of Reaction off the respawn here. He's going to try and kill the tech flag carrier. That flag is moving over to their base, and it's Jimbo actually trying to lob that flag into the base. I think he managed to get it up. No, he didn't. He's throwing it down to the nades. In fact, no, it was on the spot, and Lethal puts it in. That's 1-1 now, Golden Boy.
This is going to be the time where Infused has to answer back. Big credit to Jimbo, though. Didn't even see that flagpole happen, but he tries to make this stop for the other side here. TEC's flag is away from the base, and he does manage to get the return. Huge plays for them, because Infused was on the counter cap there. TEC able to respond in turn. That's what you want to see if you're a tech fan. Now Smithy with the shotgun at the bottom. He's looking at Jimbo cycling through his teammates to see where they're currently going to be at. That nade may have not been the best place for nade there, but that's neither here nor there. Jimbo does manage to find the melee, and he will get taken out at the top of the, or by Camo, which is up presently. I don't know who has gone to pick it up just yet.
But look at him staying on this death screen, Golden Boy, just trying to find if there's any Infused players going for that camouflage. He's going to go for the recov there, resets his flag to his own base, but for that flag cap, it really was all Jimbo. He managed to run that flag, get it into the flag, and then once they had scored, moved over to the other side and returned his own flag on the Infused flag. So great plays there from Jimbo, as we are currently on the point of view of Infused Respectful. He's got the Sentinel Beam and camo in hand, using that James Bond-like laser beam there, something out of a James Bond film, no doubt.
Oh man, that Sentinel beam, it drains those shields so fast. It is, you know, similar to maybe like a pro combo picking up the plasma rifle and being able to use that, but you're able to get such effectiveness at the long range with it. It is deathly accurate. Now Reactions has the flag for his team. Couple nades flying through though. He has to play this one smart. You can see Respectful looking at the perspective of his teammate Vard, but Reactions though dealing with this flag, he's going to get dropped immediately. We'll stay with him off the respawn to see what he's going to do. Never mind, stand corrected. Smithy on the other side for TEC has the flag, looking to put this one in, and he does so, making it 2-1. Remember guys, Infused has that one off the restart here. TEC though in the lead. They just need 3 more and they'll be able to take this one, forcing this game 5.
Yeah, Smithy there just taking down Reaction. Camouflage should be coming out anytime soon. Respectful knows that. Not entirely sure whether Respectful actually picked up the camouflage. In fact, he did. Let's swap over to Respectful if we could. Trying to get his shields back right here. Picking his battles. Gets tagged with a Sentinel Beam though. He is still very weak. Sees the nade marker. Reaction there coming in, helping him out with Adamak, but Respectful here gets his shields back, and he's got a shotgun as well, putting that to use against Smithy. Tries getting that snipe there on Lethal as well. Eventually, though, just falls to the hands of Jimbo.
Yeah, again, just because you get camo doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to execute with it, right? You're caught in a position that could throw you off. You just don't know if, you know, that was the angle that he wanted to go for. I get the plan that he had there, hoping to be able to get the one shot on that player by the top of this flag. Not going to be the case, though, as Respectful off the spawn has yet another bad life, and he will get, you know, taken out on that one. Looking over at Adamak, though, who has half shields, and the flag is dropped down right in front of him. So he does get that double kill, but not enough, though. Again, it's just, you know, the way Warlord plays, it's so fast-paced. You're going to see players getting cleaned up all over the place. And, yeah, Adamak off the spawn. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to switch to Adamak is because he ran that flag so far, but eventually an Infused player managed to pick that flag up and return it to his own base. So Adamak here coming off a bit of a hot streak. We saw him get a double kill before he died, picking up 2 kills already here off the respawn, trying to hunt for a third, but eventually just gets hunted down there by Buck20 on the Infused side. Let's give Infused a bit of love. Who do you want to jump on board with, Golden Boy?
Well, let's see. We haven't seen much of Vard, but you got to talk about Respectful, who manages to pick up the... actually, he gets the camo here, so let's jump over to him. And he does manage to find one player. This camo at the top mid is going to be deadly, too, because he'll be able to get at least 2 shots off before a player on the other side identifies him.
Yeah, it's such a busy map as well, so camouflage, you can really sneak around. There's so many shots and grenades going off all the time because it is that arena-style map. If you've got camouflage, you can sneak behind people, as Respectful's just done there. Takes down Smithy there. Flag is almost up into his own base. He's actually lifting this up into his own base. I'm not entirely sure that the TEC players know where this flag is. I don't think they know that Respectful actually has camouflage, but no! He dropped the flag in front of the Infused, the TEC player there. And the TEC player managed to get the recuff, so that was a great play there by the side of TEC, but Respectful, you just got to hang on to that flag, man.
I mean, you know, again, right, he was getting pressured, so he thought he could move in there for the melee. That player, you know, going to his left was unexpected, so him putting that flag down, I mean, you know, he had a Sentinel Beam, too. That was just, like, not the gun that you wanted to have in that position, so that's why that challenge was rather interesting. He was hoping to go for the shield drain and then melee on that one, but despite that, Respectful, though, you know, that was well played on his part. He did the best he could in that one. Now off the respawn, looking to see if he can make some moves. He does manage to get the headshot on Smithy. They're looking to see if he can connect with another one, but instead gets the assist, and he's just being effective as a teammate, which is what you want to see. He knows that guy's going to be cooped up in the corner, and he has absolutely nowhere to go. Adamak, though, forced to challenge Respectful, backing up, managing to get the headshot. Another player dropping down right in front of him, but nades will be the one to clean him up.
Yeah, so just over 2 minutes left in this game, guys. Do not forget, TEC are currently running a flag, and they are currently 2-1 up in this game. Jimbo here is trying to put this third flag in, but we're seeing Respectful here trying to put a stop to that. The flag is on the spot of the TEC flag, but the Infused players are just flooding in, trying to get that touch return.
They get it.
It's Buck20 there making the play for Infused, so they are very much still in this game, but as it stands, they need 1 cap to force overtime.
Well, yeah, and another thing to keep in mind, too, it is going to be the 2-minute warning now. So at the 17-minute mark, that's 2 minutes left in regulation play, if necessary, and it is going to be tied. So just a reminder, we had a restart. Infused was up 1-0. Now TEC is up 2-1 here in this matchup. So that means that if Infused is able to put the flag forward and get that cap, it will be 2-2, and we will go to an overtime, or we will go into extended play here. Now it is going to be up to Infused to make a play happen, and it seems like every time they get into base, just TEC's confidence has been so up there that they're able to stop them every time. But now you have Buck20, who does manage to get that camo. Let's see what he could do with this.
Yeah, and we really need to stay on the point of view of the Infused players at the moment. The game is really much in their court. The ball is in their court. They absolutely need a cap to stay in this game. There's 1 minute, 10 seconds left in this game, but Buck20 there just wasting that camouflage as Lethal puts his BR to good use and takes Buck20 down.
I get what Buck20 was doing there, right? He cleared the player that was going to be inside of the side base, so he made sure that that person was going to be a factor, and then he needed to get that kill. Just didn't pan out in his favor there. Now they're going to be playing against the clock here as they only have 53 seconds to work with. Looking at Respectful's POV, as he wants to make something happen. Nope, not going to be the case. Reactions down as well. Back over to Vard. That solid BR that we've seen of him, just unfortunately for him, it's been not really playing much of a factor here.
No, not really. 35 seconds left in this game, Golden Boy. This really is small time, do or die time here for Infused. They are still up in the series, but as it stands, they will be losing, and they'll be losing this game, and this will be going to a game 5, so Infused really need to make something happen within the next 20 seconds.
Yeah, this is it. Again, do or die time here. Vard off the spawn, he gets kicked off again, and looking over to see what's up with Respectful now, who of course is dealing with quite a bit on his end. He is, onslaught of Infused, or excuse me, of TEC players finding their way forward, and he will be able to pull the flag though, so the flag is away from the base, so you don't end it just yet. It has to be at the base in order for the game to be over, and that is going to do it. Game over. GG. Game 5 coming up now.
Oh, baby.
Shrine Slayer. And again, I am blown away that TEC were able to come back. You and I both picked Infused to take that game. I did not expect it to go that far.
Yeah, there are the Tech boys who just took that game from left to right. You have Animac, Jimbo, Smithy, and Lethal on your far right. The English Lethal, not the American Lethal, the one that's spelt properly. There is Warren, our referee for the main station, and there are the boys Tech who just took that game. So, game number 5, Shrine Slayer. I'd expect both these teams to play this kind of slow. There will definitely be a stalemate. Neither team wants to lose this game. It's going to be a good
do or die
run.
time. It's a loser bracket,
Yeah.
right? So you lose this game, you're out of the tournament. That's that. Of course, pressure's on for both here. TEC definitely feeling good because they kind of got a thrashing in that Warlord, Warlord King of the Hill matchup. Able to answer back though, coming out strong. A big credit to, and let's actually see the scoreboard here if we could switch over to that for a second, because I want to know. Let me see here if I can do this. So I want to see who was like the hot hand in that game. So Lethal, 31 kills for him. The veteran coming out strong. But look at the other side though. He had Reaction, who had plus 11 on that KD spread. I mean, he was definitely doing some slaying, but he didn't have the support of his teammates.
Yeah, the thing that stands out for me, though, on Lethal's is definitely the assists. Look at those assists, 26 as well as his 31 kills. So, if my mathematics are not that bad, Golden Boy, that's 57 kills he's contributed to. Did I get that right?
I think you got that
Okay,
right.
good. No calculators
I'm not
needed.
good at math either, by the way. That's
Okay,
a well-known
that's
fact.
cool. That's
But
fine.
you know what? We'll just go with it. No, but seriously, though, yes, Lethal, a great showing from him in that one. Definitely going to be the player to watch moving in to game number 5. So I think we should go to a quick break, take a sip of water, okay, get our energy back up. When we come back, get ready, guys. Game 5 to kick things off here at the Gfinity Halo 2 LAN Championship. These players playing for their stake of 2,000 pounds. That's a lot of nuts. So when we come back, we will have game 5. It will be Shrine Team Slayer. Don't go anywhere.
those nights when we were younger, and we would never sleep. So let's forget about tomorrow and live for tonight while we're free.
All right, everyone, and welcome back to the Halo 2 LAN, or Halo 2 Anniversary LAN Championship, presented by Gfinity. I'm Golden Boy and Wonder Boy here, as we are bringing you the action. Infused TEC Game 5. When we started this series, did we think it was going to go, or did you think it was going to go this far?
Well, we knew these two teams were very, very evenly matched, but I never imagined a Game 5. I honestly thought that Infused would take this series, but TEC have proven me wrong. Guys, who do you think is going to win this game number 5? Make sure you use the hashtag GFinityHalo2K. It's going to be Shrine Slayer. I want to start off with Smithy, because I thought it was Jimbo who got TEC's sniper rifle, but it turns out, in actual fact, it's Smithy. So Smithy's going to get sniped off the start, and the snipers on this map are absolutely crucial.
It's interesting to note, too, right? Because yesterday, Jimbo was the go-to guy for the sniper.
Yeah.
So they went to the drawing board last night, and they, thought about it. They were like, are we going to continue doing this? It didn't work yesterday. Jimbo could be more useful with his BR up front, and Smithy playing the back end with the sniper. That could pan out very well for them. Now, it is going to be a Smithy versus, I believe, Respectful matchup, because I think Respectful is going to be the one to go to the sniper.
I think it's Reaction, actually, on the Infused
Reaction,
side.
okay.
Yeah.
So you caught me on that one.
I'm sorry.
It's just ours, man. Ours are confusing. Respectful. All right, so let's see here. I want to go to Smithy.
Yeah.
Let's just go to Smithy to kick things off for this matchup. Game number 5, guys. Shrine Team Slayer. Let everyone know what's going on. Make sure, like Wonder Boy said, use that hashtag GFinityHalo2K. Tweet the stream as well. Get social about it. We want to see who you guys think is going to take this one. And, of course, it's going to be starting here. The map is loading up, so any second now we'll be jumping into the action. Wonder, predictions going into this one. Who do you think is going to take it?
Well, I can't call it. We saw Infused go up against FaZe France.
Cop-out, by the way.
Oh, come on. I mean, we saw Infused go up against FaZe France earlier in the weekend, and it went to 50-49. Would not be surprised to see it be that close in this game as well. If you had to tell me who was going to win, if you had to tell me I had to pick, I'm going to say Infused purely because they are the strongest Slayers.
Well, you know what, though? I feel like after that Warlord win for them, it probably could go to TEC, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Lethal is going to be able to get first blood on that one, but you see that kill feed just continuing to rack up now as Smithy is going to get up top, ring 3, trying to go for the no-scope there, but not going to make that one. Rockets, though, will be in the hands of TEC, and that will be Lethal, who managed to pick those up right away. So this is looking pretty good for them, although the game is tied 2-2.
Yeah, so Smithy here still just holding his sniper rifle in his hands. Gets a lovely sniper kill there on Buck20. Headshot to boot. Lovely double kill. Don't think he was going to be seeing a triple. In fact, he finds it. There it is, the triple kill. King Vard proving me wrong. Can he get this overkill?
No.
Oh, so close. But the choke there from Smithy proved me wrong, though. I had no idea he was going to find that triple kill. And there, he just grabbed it out of the bag, pulled it out, and there it is.
I would say, man, that was a credit to the player that he was shooting at, because that dude was able to hold him off with that BR at that range. I mean, again, it was Smithy looking to challenge for that overkill, because as soon as you get that triple, you're looking for the over every single time. It goes without saying. But Smithy finally draining that sniper rifle. No more bullets in that. He will get dropped by Buck20 here. And who has rockets on the other side? I think no one has picked that up. Rockets are done. So I think Lethal had just used all 4 rockets. Score currently going to be 8-7 here as Smithy looking to make some pushes forward up, and he will get dropped by ring 2.
Yeah, so I want to swap over to the Infused side. We just saw Buck20 take down Smithy, but let's swap over to Respectful here. He just took down Adamak, going for a double kill here. Nice double kill there from Respectful. Takes down Adamak there with the double kill. Finding a third player here. There's Smithy, takes him out, but unfortunately is taken down by Adamak.
Yeah, Adamak is playing rather good here, keeping his team in the matchup. They're only going to be down by 1 here, 12-11 presently, 12-12 now, as I think Adamak just managed to find 1. And no, I stand corrected, that was Lethal who ended up finding his target. 14-12 here with Smithy and Jimbo playing the left side, and you have Adamak pushing up on the Pea Shooter for his team, or at least trying to, opting to rotate around. Respectful and the crew for Infused just going to play this one and let TEC make the mistake, which has been something that they've that we saw quite a bit in that Lockdown Team Slayer matchup. It really boils down to who is going to make that critical mistake and how is the other team going to react for it.
Yeah, I want to swap over to the Tech side. We saw Adamak was playing so well, so let's swap over to him. We're going to stay on board with him off the death screen. Right now, Tech have all the work to do. They are down in this game by 4 kills, so Adamak's going to push towards this sniper area. If he can get this sniper, if it's on spawn, then this could really change the game in his team's favor.
Yeah, he does find that one player that pushed out by the snipe bridge. He opts to back up, or that player opted to back up. Adamak waiting to see if he is going to charge him. He does have the shotgun, and he wins that one. A huge, huge win there as Vard fell victim to smart play from Adamak, just jumping up at the right time and catching Vard off guard. Adamak continuing to lay shots down and provide cover fire for his teammates so that they could just push through the map and hopefully get ring 2. Adamak, though, is going to get challenger. Could be a player right around him, though. He does identify him, and he's going to go for the shotgun kill. He will manage to drain the shields, pop the shields, as a matter of fact, getting that pick, and that will make it 23-17. They're going to be down by 6 still, despite Adamak having a good run.
Yeah, did you see what he did, though, when he killed Vard? He jumped over that shotgun shot, no problem, and then Vard spawned underneath him, punished him for not finishing off with that shotgun as he took Vard down. But as it stands, Adamak has a sniper rifle, and his team are down by 7 kills, so the game really is in the hands of Adamak right now. Still a lot of time left on the clock, though, so not really do or die time yet for Tech, but the game has very much slowed down. The Tech players are just watching themselves, watching all the different angles, and waiting for Adamak to get a pick. And in fact, it's going to be him against Reaction on the Infused side, and they both have sniper rifles, so it's going to be a sniper battle between Adamak and Reaction.
But one thing you got to point out here, Vard with the rockets. Okay, so this is dangerous, because if he decides to make this push, this could be at least 2 guaranteed kills with the rockets. We haven't seen, the 4 connect, right? You have 4 rockets, and he hasn't been able to pick off a kill just yet. But still, regardless of the fact, though, knowing that they're up by 25 or 25-17 or up at 25, they don't need to make a push happen. They need Adamak to, make a pick on the TEC side. So Vard and the crew just play this one as slow as they want. Yeah, he really is just controlling this ring 2 by himself. In fact, if I was the Infused team, I'd just leave Vard in ring by himself. Maybe back off a little bit. Let Adamak see, hold on a second. There's 3 Infused players back at that base. Maybe we should push up to ring, and then bam, they're going to meet Vard. Oh!
And there's Adamak heating up with Sniper right now. Let's switch over to him. He just took down Respectful. Now a 7-kill game. But, yep, still 7 kills. But
Jimbo
now
tried to push up there with
lead.
the assault rifle, too. That's something you got to keep in mind, right? They're trying to make a play. They're trying to force the hand here of Infused so that they can expose themselves. But with every opportunity that they manage to do, they end up losing a player, and thus the lead just continues to build in favor of Infused here. Now that snipe coming out, and he gets trapped by the wall. Adamak loses the sniper rifle. That player, though, opting to ignore that one as he continues to push forward. Jimbo, though, does have the rockets for TEC, so this could be the opportunity that they needed to come back, because they're down by 12 and they need something.
Down by 12, as you said. He really wasted that rocket, though, Golden Boy. Not the kind of long-range rocket you need to do when you are 10 kills down.
Though.
Yeah, not the worst thing to swap the empty rockets out for. Finds himself quite a full sniper rifle. If I was Jimbo right now, I'd probably back off, try and use the angles on try and claw his team back into this game.
He has to be careful, though, because Respectful has a sniper at the back of the base for Infused. So it's going to be Jimbo versus Respectful here with these power weapons. Now, of course, I don't know if Jimbo is aware of the positioning of Respectful. So if he's exposing himself, and actually no, so he ends up tagging him. So Respectful had to drop back by rocks. So he knows that Respectful's there. Jimbo now, where is he going to move with this? It looks like he might try and make way to the Infused snipe tower, which would be interesting to say the least if he opts to push a snipe that far. And he's trying to get the connection, though, and he whiffs on the shot just to the left.
Yeah, and I think it was Respectful there who just put that waterfall down in that base, maybe
Very
giving
smart.
himself a little bit of cover. It's Vard, actually, who's throwing grenades at him in this snipe hut. If we want to swap through the points of view here on the Infused side, let's see where everyone's hidden right now. Is Vard throwing grenades in that snipe hut towards the direction of Jimbo. Buck 20 is actually pushing ring right now. He eventually got taken down. Respectful is in ring though right now. We're going to stay on board with Respectful. He's got a snipe. Lovely snapshot killing spree there for Respectful. But eventually he goes down at the hands of Lethal.
Yeah, and that leaves Reaction and Buck 20, the two men standing here. Buck 20, though, able to get an assist on that because his teammate, I think that was Reaction there for the stop. Reaction ended up identifying the sniper, too, so he will be able to get the assist on that with a couple key shots. And, you know, one thing I got to point out here has just been how Infused has been in the driver's seat, the control game from them this whole matchup. It has been great to see. If you're an Infused fan, they're poised to be able to move on to the next round here. TEC needs something, and I to be honest with you, I don't quite know what that is, because every single time they go and try and go toe-to-toe 1v1 against Infused, they end up getting dropped.
Yeah, they are just trading kills right now, but what you need if you're a TEC fan, you need one of the players to go off. You need a sniper rifle, rocket launcher, anything in the hands of one of the TEC players. Play it very slow, get a couple of picks. Suddenly it's a lot less, the disadvantage is a lot less than before. Makes it a bit of an easier game, but as it stands, TEC very much under the cosh, still a 10-kill lead. Infused happy to trade kills all day long.
Yeah, honestly, you know, they'll keep doing this because, one, time is in their favor, and the score is in their favor. You know, they really, and Respectful, though, he couldn't win that one against, I believe that was Adamak there, but still, though, right, like, they could give away 1 or 2 kills here. That's perfectly fine for them. It's all going to boil down to how TEC does this play here, how they handle this play here with the Rockets. This is going to be Jimbo's time to shine. He needs to make something happen. He ends up whiffing on that rocket, though, and he does manage to get the second, but still, though, you know, losing at least 1 kill with those Rockets, they gotta just get that opportunity. This is 4 guaranteed kills if he connects with it. Unfortunately, he ended up missing that first, and he could drop the Rockets here, wasting another one. So the Rockets not gonna play that much of a factor here. Maybe 1 kill for Infused, but that's gonna be about it. And as the clock, or excuse me, as the scoreboard continues to just move forward for Infused, 5 kills remaining here, this could be curtains for TEC.
It really could be. Let's stay on the point of view of Jimbo. His team need to slow this game down. They are 10 kills down, but Infused are happy to push them all day long and just trade kills for these remaining 3 kills. Don't forget, guys, this is a best of 5, so the winner of this map will win. We're jumping on board with Respectful. He picks up the 48th kill of the game with that rocket. Those rockets are out now, though. Lethal going down to the hands of that rocket, and there's only 1 kill left in it for Infused. Wouldn't be surprised to see them play this a bit more fast than they currently are, but as you said, Golden Boy, time is in their favor, and they have this sizable score advantage.
They could give up one kill there, or 1 death, and it doesn't really matter, but that's going to do it regardless, as Infused will move on to the next round to face off against London Conspiracy in our losers round 5 matchup, which will be, I believe, coming up next here. And I mean, man, what a game did we have. You know, it went the distance. It went to a game 5. I am shocked that Infused, though, you know, the way that they played game 1, I'm kind of shocked how the Lockdown Slayer game went down. I mean, it obviously was just, you know, at one point it just became a cluster of craziness.
Yeah.
But then you look forward to that Warlord King of the Hill game. You know, you saw that slang power come out of them. You thought, man, if TEC has to play Infused on Warlord one more time, this is not going to work out for them. But then TEC answers back, and they're able to win that one 2-1. And then you end up having Shrine Slayer, where Infused just shows up big time here. And, you know, I have to say, man, credit to them, because they were in control that whole matchup.
They really were. I was expecting TEC actually to put up a bit of a better fight on that Shrine Slayer game, but it goes to show the slaying power of Infused. They absolutely wiped the floor in that game 5 when it mattered on that Shrine Slayer game. Guys, I've just had word in my ear that the next game on stream is going to be the winners bracket final. FaZe France going off against TCM.
Guys, that is the matchup that everyone has been talking about here at Gfinity. It has been, you know, for one, it's been talked about because the story of FaZe France and, you know, this French team that has really come out of the gate swinging, showing that they're just in the face of every opponent that they're up against. not giving anyone any quarter. But then on the other side, you have TCM, the European champions, a team that has traveled to North America to play against some of the best players in competitive Halo, alongside names like Straight Rippin', as well as, well, now you have Cloud9, and which was formerly known as the Agency, STK, which has been picked up, or remnants of that are now CLG. Like, you know, these players have competed against some of the best players, and they've learned a lot. But also, with that said, they've also I guess apply that to the scene, and everyone else is kind of, you know, piggyback on that knowledge, seeing what these players have brought to the table here. This winter bracket final is going to be a crazy matchup. I cannot wait, guys. I can't hype this up enough. But before we get into all that jazz, we have Brycey down on the floor with members of each team of the matchup we just saw, Infused and TEC. Brycey, what's going on, buddy?
Hello and welcome. Joining me here, I have Lethal and Reaction. That game was incredible, all the way to map number 5. So I'm actually going to start off with a losing team here. Lethal, that was close. You won a few maps, you lost a few maps, and then you lost the final map. You didn't look as strong going to the final map. Is that just not your game type?
We don't really play Shrine too often, but the reason why we lost was because of the fact that they kept ring control a lot more than we did. They kept it for pretty much 3/4 of the game. There was times we did get it back, but due to the timers of the weapons, everything, we weren't keeping it on track and basically lost it again straight afterwards.
You must have been pretty disappointed after what was it felt like a bit of a comeback from you to kind of come back into it, and we're like, oh, are they going to get this? And you went one flag down as well. Are you a little bit disappointed? Do you think you know what the issues are going forward?
Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed. I do know what the issues are. We did have the immense momentum coming from the Warlord CTF game, but everyone knows what Sanctuary is like. It's not about momentum, it's about setting up and getting ring control and making the right pushes. We weren't really doing any of that, so we deserved to lose the way we did.
Wow, deserve to lose. That's something you don't hear from many players. So I'm going to find the guy that made you deserve to lose. So, feels pretty good, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we've got a long way to go yet. Obviously, we're looking, we want to place top 2. We're here to win the event. We know what we need to work on going forward, but it was a good win, yeah. They played a lot better than we expected them to be honest.
Did that kind of make you a little bit doubtful? When you went to map number 5, what was kind of your mindset at that time?
Oh, not again. No, we just needed to, we're all focused on a win from game 1. We got unlucky with one of the game restarts, which kind of killed our momentum a bit. But we got outplayed in that game anyway. So, I mean, going into game 5, we just had to stay focused on task. We came together as a team, respectful. Put up some big numbers. He was going off, we just did the right things as a team, basically.
Awesome. So the next game we have coming up is TCM versus FaZe. Now, technically, you two, I think I should get your opinion. What do you? I'm going to ask you first, Lethal. Lethal, what do you think of this next game coming up? Who's going to win? Who do you favour?
It's going to be pretty close. I reckon TCM might just win it 3-1, 3-2, depending on the situation. FaZe are a really aggressive team. I reckon it'll be 3-2, but it could go either way.
Ah, fair enough. So the aggressiveness, okay. What do you think? Similar?
I'm going to go for a TCM 3-0.
Oh, confident in TCM. Are you your favourites? You think you're going to face them in the final?
Well, I'm previous teammates with them, so I know how they play. Myself and the rest of the guys on that team have been around for ages. We keep composed, and that team's got so much potential. Bags of talent on the team. They're the most practiced team here. I can't see them dropping games.
Well, there you go. A lot of confidence in TCM coming up. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and right after that, we're going to have TCM versus FaZe. It's going to be an incredible matchup. Winners bracket final. Don't go anywhere, and see you then.